All right, and welcome back to Inside the Cage. I'm your host, Brady Johnson. Here with me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, the brother of Cowboys tight end, Jake Ferguson. Bennett Ferguson. How are you doing today, Bennett?
We're doing about as well as we can be. It's a nice bright 8:15 in the morning,
It
and
is, and it's the sun is beaming very hard right
it's
now.
really nice outside. It's really
It really
cold.
is.
The highest here is supposed to get to 65.
It's supposed to be 82 here today. So,
Oof, must be nice.
no, it's actually been
Will be
hot because
nice.
it's supposed to be feel like it's like 90 almost today. So it's gonna be hot. But welcome back. We're doing a full 7 round mock draft.
There's a reason why we're up this early. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
and what do we mean by full? Is we're doing the trades, and this is the final draft before the draft on the 24th.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this draft there's some big shifts in the first round, but it's looking like it's going to be a consistent, maybe one or two trades in the first in the real
Maybe.
draft. I'm
I
not sure.
think I think Minnesota is going to be the biggest trade team in the
Yeah,
draft. They've
or
only
the
got
Rams. I think the Rams could be a biggest trade team as well. So
the Minnesota Vikings. They only have 4 draft picks this entire draft. That's
yeah,
not a lot of picks.
nope.
And so I think they're going to try to trade back with a team with a lot of picks and kind of mitigate their losses. But I
Yep.
mean, they did this to themselves with the Dallas Turner trade and the JJ McCarthy trade. So they got to
That's
eat
true.
vegetables at some point. But yeah, it should be fun. Should be exciting. I think after the third round,
Yeah,
trades
it
trades
gets
don't
pretty
happen.
bad.
I
It
mean, they
gets pretty
do.
bad.
Trades usually, the trades happen constantly in the draft. But for the sake of this, I think after the third, unless there's a fit for a team that we're really worried about a player getting taken, for an example, if this were to happen, let's say the Lions didn't take an edge rusher in the first round, and we get into the third round and they still haven't taken one, and Landon Jackson's still there, and we're like, ooh, that's a nice fit. We trade up for it.
Yeah,
Then that would make sense. But after the third round, I think trades
yeah,
just go
yeah.
because
You
we
don't do trades after that.
what are we trading for? Like we're trading for a backup linebacker or a backup quarterback. That is unless a team really has a positional value need and they just don't have the position filled yet. So
Yep.
we're going to be using the NFL mock draft simulator. It's the only one that's free with 7 rounds. I don't think it's the best. I think PFF ranks their players more like how I like my players ranked. But the NFL mock draft simulator is free. PFF is not. I wish I had a PFF Plus subscription. You can see all the breakdowns of all the players.
Right, right.
Trevor Sikkema really puts his whole Badusi in that, or whatever we're saying. Which congrats to him. Again, one of my favorite podcasts to listen to is the NFL Stock Exchange. Love those. Love the draft. Love the coverage. Connor Rogers, Trevor Sikkema. Most of their takes, I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, yeah. But Trevor Sikkema just got married. Connor Rogers got married like a month ago, and so they're doing draft coverage and also honeymooning. So they're sickos for that. But a lot of my rankings are taken from them, as well as my own personal experience with some of these players. So I might have some people higher than the draft board.
See, I even have some people higher than the draft board. But
Yeah.
it is what it is at the end of the day. It's just a mock draft. It's not like
It's crazy that the cool down we've had on players, because one of the guys that consistently makes it to the third round now is Deion Walker.
Yeah.
He did not have a great season this year.
He didn't.
However, I'm sitting here and I was doing like a random half mock draft thing that the other day where I was just kind of seeing where players might land and where they're ranked. And Deion Walker made it to the Baltimore Ravens in round 3. And I went, if they got their hands on Deion Walker, the league would be destroyed.
It would.
Would be destroyed. We were mocking earlier in the year Deion Walker to the Colts at 11.
Yeah.
And now he's a third-round pick. I don't see it. I think Deion Walker's going to go a lot higher than that. But I just really like him as a prospect. But then there's players like Kevin Winston Jr. is no longer in second-round conversation even.
Yeah, but
first
remember that happened with what's his name last year from Penn State, who everybody thought he should have been a first-round pick, but then he dropped to the fourth round. Yeah, then he dropped to the fourth round.
Kevin King dropped to the 7th round.
Yeah, that man was supposed to be a first-round pick.
He got cooked. He got
and
cooked.
he got cooked.
So I think it's just going to be kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
I've also been hearing this is pretty much what we would do. However, I'm also going to take a little bit from what I've been hearing from beat reports and stuff like that. So like Brady Swinson from LSU, he might be going to the Saints at some point if he's there.
Yeah.
Because they went to his pro day and they had a private workout with him.
There's been a lot of guys that teams have brought in on a whole lot of visits, like recently. Like they keep bringing guys back, which that doesn't really tell that they're going to go there. But if you come back for like 1 or 2 visits, mean that they really want you and that they're going to try to pick you at that position.
So Brady is picking the odds. I am doing evens today. We're doing full 7 rounds. We're going to make it through, even if we're sitting here going, oh, it's boring.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to make it through. We're going to tough it out because we promised. Listen, draft coverage is great. There's going to be some names on here that I still haven't heard of deep in this draft. And there's going to be some people who might not even get drafted that I'm going to take because I like them as prospects. Shout out to Howard Cross. For some reason, he's not getting any draft hype. And I'm like, he was one of the main reasons they made the national championship game. He was a game wrecker.
Yeah.
He took Donovan Jackson when he was playing inside to the bank. He took Seth McLaughlin to the bank, Jared Walker to the bank. Like, he just destroys the middle of that field, and he's built like a fucking pit bull.
He is. Like, he literally is.
Give me him and Brian Brzee would be so freaking scary. Like if I were what's his name? Cody Barton? No, who's the center for the Bucks now?
Cody Mock?
No, Mock's their guard.
Cody Barton.
Is it Barton?
Yeah,
is it Cody Barton?
Yeah, it's Cody Barton.
Cody Barton, I would shit myself. If I saw Brian Brzee and Howard Cross lined up against me.
I wouldn't, because Cody Barton's one of those guys that's, is a crazy.
He's crazy athletic, but let me just tell you, Howard Cross is not going to win with the height game, but he's going to get up underneath your pads and he's just going to move you. And here comes Brian Brzee's big ass pushing past Cody Mock with one arm while he grabs onto Howard Cross and he just right to the quarterback. It's perfect. First round pick, Howard Cross. Boom, done. No, but let's go ahead and get into this draft. Let's go ahead and get started because it is going to be a long, long, long day. So, Brady, you're up first. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock with the number 1 overall pick.
Obviously, the hype has been hyped. They just recently brought in Shedeur Sanders, but I think they were just doing it to give him, the benefit of the doubt visit. But I think it's still going to be Cam Ward. Great pro day, by the way. I don't know if anybody saw that throw where he went opposite and threw a Restrepo, like kind of like wonky like Mahomes, and threw a bomb down the field. But I got to go Cam Ward.
It's so sad that Xavier Restrepo is so slow that he just never caught up with.
Yeah.
Dude.
He still caught the pass, though.
So here's my question. How hard is it to overthink this pick if you're the Tennessee Titans? Because I can see them, like how the Bears went into that 2018 draft, I could see them come into the draft and go, we got to pick Shedeur. We got to take him because the upside. What is if you're the general manager of the if you are an analyst talking to the general manager of the Titans and he's sitting here debating what would be the one thing you would tell them to help sway them take Cam Ward here?
To sway them to take Cam Ward here?
Yeah, because let's say he's starting to get cold feet and wants to take Shedeur.
I'm looking at Cam Ward. I thought during the season he had his his up and downs. He should have been better when it came to middle of the field stuff. But I think at the end of the day, at his pro day, and he didn't really do much at the combine, but at his pro day, he showed that, guess what? I can throw over the middle of the field, throw the ball good. I can read. I can do all the intangibles that you want me to do. And then I think the added extra is he's been in college football for a little bit. So, he's got that experience. Like, remember, I sat there and did like Penix for a long time because I was like, oh, he's not that good. The experience, though, on that man and how smart he is, God. And how smart Cam Ward is and how nonchalant he is, it's just like he does it effortlessly. And then that's what you want in a player that's going to give it his all, even though he knows that he wasn't as great, because he went to Incarnate Word and then Washington State. then now come to Miami and prove and be a what's it called candidate, Heisman Trophy candidate, and almost get Miami to a playoff. And I think if Miami was in a playoff, they might have made a run because that offense is ecstatic with Cam Ward in there. I think I would take Cam Ward over Shedeur just because of the intangibles and the upside.
Yeah, again, me and you are both a little bit lower on Shedeur Sanders than a lot of people. And it's hot and cold. I see him as an unfinished prospect who is really just running off the hype of his dad. And I'm praying that that's not true. I'm praying he has a really successful NFL career, hoping he does the best for himself. But it's just one of those things where he slides down the boards because I don't want to take him. I would rather take Jackson Dart and just live with the deep ball than take Shedeur Sanders and then have to worry about maybe his dad has something to say. Like, that's just a media circus. But coming up on pick 2 here, I have the Cleveland Browns. It's probably one of the easiest picks in the draft. Myles Garrett just signed a massive extension. You have nobody across from him. Nobody. You traded away Zadarius Smith to the Lions. You have Michael Hall. Is it PJ Hall? What's his first name?
PJ Hall in the middle, and then they've also got Fedarian Mathis in the middle as well.
Yeah, they've got some big boys in the middle, but they don't have another edge rusher.
No.
That's worth their snot.
They do. They still have Ogbonnia Okoronkwo, who was hurt last year. So he was good for him. He was good for him a couple of years ago before he was out for the year this year. So I mean, they could use another guy to bolster the edge, but Ogbonnia Okoronkwo and Myles Garrett are good enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter is the truth here. He's arguably the best player in the draft. You can argue him or Travis Hunter, but you take the edge guy, you have him blitzing off the edge with Myles Garrett. You have yourself a really nice 1-2 punch there.
Sure, yeah. Here, obviously, the Giants. It looks like they said that he was going to play wide receiver instead of corner. Either way, it doesn't matter. He can play both. Just throw him out there. And I'm going to take the best athlete in the draft, the guy that could do Taysom Hill-like things on offense and defense. I'm going to go Travis Hunter here.
I like it. This is, I think this might be the first trade scenario here.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is where New England drops back.
Do you want? Let me see who all's kind of picking here. New England doesn't want to drop too far back, so we're really looking at pick 10 being the latest. I think they'd move.
I don't even think they go to 10. I think the latest they go is like 7 or.
7.
Yeah,
so that'd be what New York. What would the New York Jets be trading up for? That's the question.
Wide receiver.
Tet McMillan.
Tet McMillan, probably.
Because the Patriots are in position to take Tet here, and I think they would really like Tet McMillan. But you also could think they probably want to take a tackle here,
like Will Campbell. Or Armin Mimbu.
Will Campbell or Mimbu. And so I think that they might want to move back and see which one of them falls. But I think they want to stay ahead of the Bears.
I think they stay here just because I think that they can do a lot with this fourth. I think they do a lot with this fourth pick.
If they're staying here, I'm taking Tet McMillan.
It's a great pick, but I think that they would stay here because I think they need to figure out because look, they're cooking. They are cooking. They're cooking. And if I was you, I wouldn't move back. The farthest I would move would be 7. I wouldn't move to 10.
I think we're going to stay hold. We're going to take Tet McMillan here. Wide receiver, Arizona.
Yep.
Underrated as hell. For some reason, people don't even have him as their number one.
He's like a really much bigger, much faster Tyler Lockett. Can do anything you ask and catch the football, everything. I'd rather have this guy than Drake London right now. So. And what a bust Drake London is. Sorry.
Yeah. No. What?
Sorry.
Drake London? Oh, Lord. You are on pick 5, Jacksonville.
With the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm looking at their truly biggest need right now, I mean, their edge rushers. They just gave Trayvon Walker, a big extension. They got Josh Hines Allen, or the original Josh Allen.
Mhm.
And then they don't really have guys up front. I think they can be okay with their corners. I mean, Jordan Lewis is not a bad prospect. He's a great man corner, not very good though. They also got Campbell still. Yeah, they got Campbell still, so they're okay right there. Safety wise, I don't really think they care. They got Antonio Johnson and Cisco and Wingard, so they don't really care at that point because they've all been together, so they know what they're
Mhm.
doing.
They also got what's his name? Darnold? No, not Savage. Yeah, Savage.
Savage, they also have Savage as well. So yeah, they're okay. Linebackers for you, Sade and Devin Lloyd. That's a dangerous duo right there in the middle. But I really think they need to go up front. Mason Graham from Michigan, I think, will be the pick here. I think offensively, I would take in maybe a tackle to help Trevor, but I don't think I think they can get tackles later in this draft. I
I
think they got
think.
that.
I mean, they've got Walker Little at left, and then they've got Anton Harrison at right.
I
I
see.
would
Look,
move on from one of them, but I just don't know which one.
Walker Little concerns me. Anton Harrison, I think we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Mason Graham from Michigan at the number 5 spot. Minutes on the clock with the Las Vegas Raiders. What happened? What happened? Bennett probably had to go check on the dog. So I'm going to continue. My draft, I think Shooter Sanders is going to fall. But,
Oh, bad. My dogs are being bad out there. I had to go tell them no.
You're okay.
Oh my god. They could ruin everything. So we took Mason Graham here.
Mason Graham, you were on the clock with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, this was gonna be a hard pick, but since the trade back with the Patriots makes it pretty easy, we're gonna go with Ashton Jeanty, running back from Boise State here. You can get Omari Hampton maybe in the second round. But if we're being completely honest, it's either this or you're taking a chance on Jahdae Barron or Will Johnson.
And look, I like that because you got Geno Smith, you're going to have Ashton Jeanty, you're going to have Jacoby Myers. I still think that they need to go get a wideout, though.
They do.
But this is dangerous right here. So
this is dangerous. It gets a running back with some mileage on him, but what, you're going to run Amir Abdullah out there again? No.
Yeah.
You're going to run Zamir White out there again? I hate Zamir.
So
probably a really good person, but terrible running back.
Yeah. For the New York Jets, I'm going to take a guy that I think they really need. I'm looking at the upside of they lost probably their future left tackle last year, who got injured very early. Shouldn't have put him in that early. They were stupid for they moved him to guard for a game, and then he got hurt at guard, which was, I mean, he can play guard, I guess, but this guy can play anywhere on the offensive line, guard, center, tackle. I'm going to take Will Campbell from LSU.
Yeah, good pick. Carolina, what happened?
I still have the top 10 pick because my team can never win games.
Oh, this is interesting though, because now the question becomes: so Carolina is where this draft really just opens. Like all of excellent prospects are kind of gone by this point. I mean, you've lost all your top 5s, and Carolina has a bunch of options here. A part of me wants to just take Emeka Egbuka and go, hey, you've got yourself a premier pass catcher to pair with Thielen and Leggett, who can do everything on the field you need him to. And Bryce Young's going to have a safety blanket like he's never had before.
Here's the problem I got with Egbuka. I think they like Thielen in the slot role. So
They do. Thielen can play out. Not Thielen. Egbuka can play out wide. I'm not saying he's going to play X receiver. That's going to be Leggett. But he can play. Was it Y or Z?
No, it's Z receiver. Z.
I don't think
he can play. I don't think he can play Z.
I think he can play Z. I don't think he's strictly slot because in the NFL they move around a bunch. But I'm not going to take Emeka Egbuka here. Don't worry. I'm not.
I would have taken Luther Burden over Emeka Egbuka here.
I think one of the other issues that they have is they have a massive gaping hole on their defense. They could take a corner. They could take an edge rusher. They could take a fucking linebacker. I'm going to go with one of my favorite prospects in the entire draft. I'm going to take Walter Nolan here to the Carolina Panthers at pick 8. You pair him
Hey,
with Derek
that's
Brown.
early.
It's not early. It's not.
I mean, it's not
It
early.
is. It is in terms of what this draft simulator has. But I think if you like Walter Nolan, you like him enough where you're going to take him regardless.
Yeah.
Because Walter Nolan's one of those guys where if he gets going, he is borderline unstoppable. Borderline.
Yeah.
Borderline. And you pair him with Derek Brown. You can go in the second round. This edge class is great. You can go in the second round and get a Jack Sawyer, JT Tuipulotu, JT Tuipulotu.
Yeah. Tuipulotu is already in the league.
Already in the league. You can go and you can get a Landon Jackson or a Ashton Gelati and pair them on that side. You're going to be fine. You can go in the second round and you can go get Maxwell Harrison, Trey Amos, someone like that. And then also you can also get Carson Schwarzenegger if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you really can.
So there's a bunch of opportunities for them to get better at all those positions.
This draft is heavily defensive line and edge rusher, so you will find one eventually.
So you just get whichever one you think's the best, which I personally think is Walter Nolan, and you take him at pick 8.
Not a bad pick. I mean, not a lot of guys are high on Walter Nolan, and they should be, because Walter Nolan is one of those guys that could be like Aaron Donald-esque, Cam Hayward-esque, and be consistent at a very older age for a long time as well. So I think that's a great pick, but people got to start watching Walter Nolan go up these draft boards, because people are going to be shocked and be like, who, and then we're going to be like, we know it's going to happen because Walter Nolan is like that. So
I'm telling you, dude, that dog's going to be the death of me. Continue.
All right, the number 9 pick, Bennett, don't hurt me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do you good because the Saints need some good for once, but offensively, I think I'm going to go to the offensive side, even though I think you need probably more defensive players. But I'm going to go offensive here. I think I'm going to take a guy that most people might think that I should take, but I'm not going to take that guy. I'm going to take a guy who I think is going to strictly play on this offensive line to help you. I'm going to go Armin M'Bu. People probably should have think I should take Kelvin Banks, but I think Armin M'Bu is the better prospect. And I'm going to take him. The reason why I think he can play left tackle, left guard, right guard. The only thing I don't, he's not going to play center. But I don't think he can play, all 5 positions very well. He's going to play in one spot and one spot only, whether it's left tackle, left guard, right guard, whatever.
The good thing is we've got Talizi Fuaga. Fuaga can play left. We put M'Bu at right tackle. Penning has been a terrible experience. I think we can try Penning at left guard. We currently don't have – we have Dylan Radunes there and Nick Saldiveri. Right guard is still Cesar Ruiz. And then center is Eric McCoy, who's one of the best centers in the league. Undoubtedly, in my opinion, he is. Doesn't get any credit for anything either. But you put M'Bu over there, it fixes the O-line. It keeps us from drafting Chase Lunt later in the draft or something like that. You just get a guy. We still have a hole at left guard, but if we put Penning at left guard, we might be okay. We might be. Penning deserves another chance. He does. He did not play terrible this past year.
You also could put – Radunes is good. So, Radunes can play left guard.
Radunes can play left guard.
You can have Ruiz still at right, and then you could have
– It's going to be I would like to see a camp battle between all of them. I would also like to see a camp battle between Penning and M'Bu in that scenario.
I still think M'Bu would win because he does things that Trevor Penning can't do.
Again, and he might even start at left tackle. We might move Fuaga to right because that's where he played at Oregon State.
Yeah.
Right tackle. Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
The Bears.
They need an edge rusher, like something like a disease. They need an edge rusher. Part of me is like, I'm so tired of Jalen Walker. I think Dennis Allen likes him, though. I think he's really going to love the versatility, and he's going to be like, oh, my God, this guy could play linebacker and edge. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So we're going to take Jalen Walker here. I want to see how he does his rookie year because he could be a rookie of the year candidate or he could be a bust.
He could. So Jalen Walker here?
Yeah, Jalen Walker to the Bears. I think him and Sweat off the edge, Austin Booker, You get Odiembo or whatever his name is that they signed.
Yeah.
Coming off the edge too. This is a good rotation. You know how Dennis Allen, he'll keep Montez Sweat out there every single down, and then he'll rotate those other guys. He'd rotate Peyton Turner and Isaiah Foskey, and he'd also rotate in Chase Young this past year. So now he's got himself a Montez Sweat, who's the Cam Jordan, and then he's going to rotate in, hey, it's second down. We need a blitz. Here comes Austin Booker to help stuff that side while Montez Sweat blitzes. It's third down. We need a guy who's going to drop back into coverage and disguise. Here comes Jalen Walker out here. Oh, it's first down again. It's a rundown. Odiembo's out there to help stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Odiembo is a good pass rusher as well, too. So.
Yeah. All right, San Francisco. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders. They don't want to play Brock Purdy.
I'm not going to take Shedeur Sanders. I'm actually going to go pick that might shock the entire draft here. I've been looking at their main hole, and, I would say it's probably O-line, right?
O-line or D-line, yeah.
But I think that they can go get one of those positions in the later draft. So I'm going to go a guy that, I'm not very high on, but I think that he can go here and be very, very good with this team. I still need to see how, their other counterparts are going to do with some of their loss that they've had. So I'm going to go wide receiver Matthew Golden here. I think they take a shot on a receiver. They don't have Ayuk for, I know, at least probably the first 4 games of the year. Then they're going to be trotting out Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings. But they're still going to need a guy that's going to be able to help them, and Matthew Golden could be that guy that helps them.
Robert Saleh right now, after this pick, is going to be sitting in his bathtub crying because Jahdae Barron was there and he didn't get to get him.
I think they need a safety more than they do. But
Jahdae Barron played safety at Texas. He's going to be sitting in that bathtub just crying, like
he'll
weeping.
be okay. He'll be okay.
Inconsolably weeping because Jahdae Barron is there. And that is his prototypical
They have a second-round pick, and you know who's still sitting there? Probably Xavier Watts will still be sitting there. Go get your safety of the freaking future.
Dallas Cowboys. They could go about a quintillion different places here, and all of them would make sense. Dang, there's some picks here that make
so much sense here.
Because the question becomes, I think it's going to be O-line here. O-line or
I think it's going to be O-line because Zach
one of those two.
Going. Zach Martin's going, so they got to fill that.
Zach Martin's gone. The question is, do you think who has the higher upside in this? Do you take a Gray Zabel from South Dakota State who can play 3 positions on the interior? He can play center. He can play guard. Do you take Kelvin Banks, who could play tackle if Terrence Steele, if they just go, we don't like Terrence Steele anymore. But he can also play guard his first year, fill that hole that Zach Martin left. Or do you want somebody who's just strictly going to stay at guard? Because if you want that, you're going to take Gray Zabel or Tyler Booker. But if you want somebody that has tackle flexibility and versatility, you're going to take Kelvin Banks. And that's where I'm stuck.
Look. I honestly think Kelvin Banks can play both. And here's the situation. I don't think he can play center. But here's the situation. I think if Dallas is on the clock here and they see that Kelvin Banks is still available, I think they take him either way because the versatility of this guy, he can play left guard, left tackle, right tackle. They're going to want that. But look, Tyler Smith was their left tackle last year before Tyron Smith left. I think he's going to move to left. He might move to right guard, in my opinion. I think they keep still at right.
I think they'll leave him there. I mean, TJ Bass is still there. He can play. Asim Richards is there. He can play.
Cooper Beebe's their center. So
he is. Cooper Beebe's their center. They've got Tyler Guyton at left. They'll have Terrence Steele at right. And they'll have Tyler Smith at left guard. They just need
I still think Kelvin Banks can play right guard for them. Or like you said, I think they might actually move. I think Terrence Steele's best chance of being a subpar, decent offensive lineman left, because you know how bad we had him, is to move into the guard position and move Kelvin Banks to right tackle.
I think I'm gonna take Kelvin. Keeps him low moving costs. Well, actually, different parts of Texas, so actually still pretty high moving costs. But you get yourself a guy who has the tackle flexibility. However, I could also see Jerry Jones going, I'm getting Tyler Booker. Nobody's going to talk me out of this. We're taking Tyler Booker. He's going to play right guard for us for the next 20 years. And that would make complete and total sense.
It really would.
It would.
That's a Jerry Jones move.
We need a guy to replace Zach Martin. Tyler Booker's the best.
That's a Jerry Jones move. So, I mean,
it is.
It makes all the sense in the world.
Stubborn asshole. Just going to fucking put that guy. But I think if Schottenheimer can talk him out of that and go, hey, I need somebody. Terrence Steele hasn't been great recently. I need somebody I can have at guard who can kick out to tackle in a moment's notice. And then we'll put TJ Bass in at right guard in that scenario. Give me Kelvin Banks.
Yeah. I agree. I think Kelvin Banks could be one of the best tackles in this draft, in my opinion, too. So, Miami Dolphins here. This is a tough pick for me.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is.
Is it?
I'm thinking of, there's some concerns. Is Tua going to be healthy? Is Tua going to be healthy enough? But yeah, they just did lose Teron Armstead. I'm thinking of that too. But also, they don't have a tight end. Well, let me take that back. The people's tight end.
They got the people's tight end.
But he's only going to be good.
They got the people's tight end. They're fine. I think defense is this pick. The pick is defense. I think you either go corner or safety.
I do too. And people might hate me for this, but his upside, his pro day was 2 days ago, and performed at his pro day. He ran a 4.3 as well. So I'm going to take the guy that can play all four positions: nickel, corner, safety, slot. And you might think I'm crazy. I'm going to take Will Johnson here, even though he's been injured. But I'm going to take Will Johnson.
Good pick.
Who should have been if he didn't get injured, he would be probably a top 5 pick right now. But injury still dropped him to 12, which is still good considering the injury that he had. So,
Indianapolis Colts. This is Tyler Warren. The fact that he made it this far, I would think if Tyler Warren makes it past the Saints, the Colts are trading with the Bears,
most likely,
and getting Tyler Warren. I think you just give up the house and get him.
So Daniel Jones has Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce.
I don't know. It's going to be Anthony Richardson. Come on, man.
Atlanta Falcons. I really think that they need help defensively as well too. They need to give some AJ Terrell help. I'm going to take Jahdae Barron from Texas.
I like it. This is we're trading this pick. This pick is being traded. Arizona. I think the way that this board has fallen, I'm not in love with any of these picks to Arizona. I think they need. Let's see. They just brought back Kelvin Beachum, right? They brought him back again.
Yeah.
They dragged him kicking and screaming back into the facility. Let me go.
He don't want to be there. He don't want to be there.
Take this 1 year deal.
They gave him 1 year, like $15 million deal.
He's signing the. But defensively, with the run that just happened on corners, I think they're a little bit mad because now they don't really have a corner. They could take Malachi Starks, but God, please no. You don't need. Jahad Campbell makes some sense, but I'm not in love with it. And then the way that this edge, like these guys, these edge rushers, they're all good. I just don't want to pick one for Arizona. I don't think Shamar.
They just signed Hassan Reddick too, and they also got.
I know, but I don't think Stewart, Williams, Green, or Pierce makes any sense there. They're just with the Cardinals, they'd be . I think Kenneth Grant's interesting, but I think you can get Darius Alexander in the second round and be fine. I want to make a trade.
Okay.
Let me see, because if it's an even to even pick, then I'm going to make the trade happen. If it's even to odd, then I need to get you. It's even to even. The Cardinals are trading out of the first round.
Holy crap! So whoever's trading up better give them a first round pick because they trade me out of the first. It's got to be a first round pick or an extra first round pick.
I think it's their second, and they have 2/3. So we'll give them their
Arizona's getting a what?
So Arizona is giving up their first round pick for a second and a third, and then we're going to go a seventh. Oh. Hang on.
Who are you trading with?
The New York Giants. Here's the trade package I have cooked up for this pick for the Arizona Cardinals to give up their first round pick to move back into the second round with the New York Giants. New York Giants give up their second round and their first third round pick. They'll still have one at pick 99. Okay. They'll give up their fifth round pick and their seventh round pick, and then a 2026 fourth. But that's really just to get the trade accepted.
So what a fifth round pick and then a 2026 fourth?
Yeah, and a seventh. The pick 219.
See, look. If I'm the Cardinals, I'm asking for a first for next year.
I'm not, because you're pick 16. You're pick 16.
But you're trading with a team that's all the way in the second round. I'm asking for a first.
I'm not.
I'm
Because
asking
this trade goes through. This trade goes through. There might be something different, but this is just to get it to go through for this.
Okay. Giants are now on the clock.
So did you do pick 34, 65, 154, 219, and round 4?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Bet. All right. New York Giants are now on the clock. They're taking Shedeur Sanders.
They're taking their boys.
It is basically, do they think? See, here's my thought process as well. Arizona, the way the board broke. Leave me alone, you little bastard. Come here. The way the board broke. Do you take a swing on James Pierce? Do you take a Savone Revel or Benjamin Morrison? Or do you take a Malachi Starks? Or do you trade back, let somebody else move up? Because if the Giants waited until the second round to pick a quarterback, the Pittsburgh Steelers are probably taking him.
I don't think Pittsburgh's taking him. I know
you don't love that fit.
I don't think they're going to take him. I think
what, Mason Rudolph's going to start the year?
I still think they're going to. Actually, they've got Aaron Rodgers. They just haven't made the contract yet. They got Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh.
If he ain't on a contract, he ain't existent. But I think they take Travis Hunter and then they go and they get his running mate and they go get Shedeur. And now you've got a ex receiver and his favorite and a quarterback who that's his favorite target. And then you have him with Malik Neighbors and Travis Hunter.
No, that's insane.
And Darius, fuck Darius Slade. I hate Darius. I hate Vietnam. I hate Vietnam. But yeah, Cincinnati Bengals. What happened? How you lose your Kansas City teams? So you are now on the clock with Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, my thing just froze, so I'm still waiting.
Uh-oh.
It's not showing me who my picks are, so I'm just sitting here. Please don't make me restart. I mean, we're not that far, so I mean, I can probably remember who they are. Okay, that's all. It's making me redo 8 through 16. You know that? It didn't make me restart the whole thing, but it's making me do 8 through 16.
You had Walter Nolan, Armand Mimbu, Jalen Walker, Matthew Golden, Kelvin Banks, Will Johnson, Tyler Warren, Jahdae Barron, and then Shedeur. But you have to do that trade again.
Armin Inbu, Jalen Walker. Matthew Golden. Kelvin Banks, where you at, bro? Kelvin. Miami
took Will.
Willie Johnson. Then it's Tyler Warren to the Colts.
Then it's
Jahdae Barron to the
Falcons. And then the trade.
Let me see if this shit'll work this time. I don't know why it froze when I did the trade. Arizona gives up their first for
second
and a third.
Second, third, fifth, seventh, and next year's fourth.
And then they take Shedeur Sanders to QB of the future. Cincinnati Bengals on the clock. I think the Bengals. This is a self-explanatory pick. I think they're going to run this up to the board. You still don't have your guy on contract who was the leading sack leader. I think they're going to take a guy that has a lot of upside, and I hate seeing him go here. I love the man. Will always love you. But I'm going to go edge rusher James Pierce here from the University of Tennessee.
I'm not a huge James Pierce fan.
I think his upside is a little bit more, and they need a pure pass rusher, and he's a pure pass rusher. So,
Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. This is also a run-in pick for me. We're taking Gray Zabel. Gray Zabel from North Dakota State. He has guard center flexibility. Olu Oluwatimi is their center. Respect to Olu Oluwatimi. Give him his respect. He deserves it. But they also had some old. They had Phil Haynes, and
they need a tackle though too. I don't trust Abraham Lucas anymore.
I don't trust him either. However, I think you get Gray Zabel. He fixes the interior of that O line, and then in the third round, you can go get yourself a tackle that can play. In case you want Abraham Lucas and you love Abraham.
Yeah. With the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick here, I'm gonna go an easy pick too. I think they need help on the interior, on the midline, maybe slash interior of that defensive team. But I'm gonna go Jahad Campbell from Alabama. I think they need linebacker help. They need the defensive line help. So this one should be not easy anymore because I would say this would have been close to Loveland before Evan Ingram signed here. So.
Yeah. There's a pick here to be made that I think is exciting and it gives them hope for the future. And it is obviously, taking Savion Williams. No, trust me, dude. Honestly, Savion Williams is like Ray-Ray McCloud, Juwan Jennings.
Wow, why did you say Ray-Ray's not even that good though? Ray-Ray's not that good. Hey. See, look, I'm still a little salty that he left Pittsburgh. So, but when he was in Pittsburgh, he had a lot of fumble problems. So I'm actually glad he's going. But
one of the things, the real thing I'm getting at is they are Cordero Patterson, what Cordero was supposed to be, and unfortunately, Cordero Patterson entered the league at a time where there was no creativity on offense. And you had Christian Ponder out there throwing him the football, and Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy's not bad though. Teddy Bridgewater ain't a bad QB.
He had to retire just to get noticed again. He had to retire, go and coach high school football, and come back.
Win a state title, then come back.
So the real question is, would it make more sense if to get ahead of the curve? You got Troy Franklin, you got Marvin Mims, you got Darius Vele, but you need an X. Do you take Luther Burden, which would make a ton of sense? You get yourself an X receiver, one of the true last X's in the draft. Or do you look and see, hey, Zach Allen's contract, or Baron Browning's contract, they just re-signed him to. We have a run stuffer, so we might just want to take Kenneth Grant here and live and die by the interior of that D-line and get ahead of it before something bad happens. These are all questions that I'm not going to answer right now because we're taking Mykel Williams, edge rusher from Georgia.
Great pick.
Hey, listen, honestly, Mykel Williams can play interior D-line too. He's big enough. He just needs a kick in the butt. Shamar Stewart, by the way, I just want to say I love Shamar Stewart. I love him to pieces. However, he had no production in college, and so why would I draft him this high with no production?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. My Steelers are on the clock. My Steelers. I should take the quarterback here, right? I should.
Jackson Dart. They don't have another pick to third round. What do you think, Wesley? Do you think Jackson Dart is dumb move? Whoa.
What?
Dude. He just kicked over the table I was on.
I don't think I'm going to take Jackson Dart here. And here's why. I love Jackson Dart. But I think the Steelers are cooking with something right now, and I think that they'll cook in the draft to find a way to still somehow get Jackson Dart. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they'll find some way to get him. And I'm going to take they're probably their biggest defensive need right now, which is that interior. I would say also corner, but I think with getting a Juan Thornhill, he can play in that slot corner role, even though he's a safety. Or you can also play him at safety and move Minka to slot corner. And I think the defense is
he would
okay.
leave you again, but
Yeah, but I think Juan Thornhill is going to play that slot corner role anyways
yeah,
for us.
Beanie
So
Bishop's also. I like Beanie Bishop. Beanie Bishop does not get
Beanie
any.
Bishop's good, but like imagine having 3 safeties out because Deshaun Elliott's going to probably play like Kyle Hamilton. He's going to play that box linebacker. You got Minka and Juwan Thornhill back there, or Juwan Thornhill can come up and play that slot while Beanie Bishop and Joey Porter and Darius Slay are focusing on the main guys. So I think that's the key here. I'm going to help Cam Hayward and Keanu Benton after they just lost Ogunjobi. I'm going to take Kenneth Grant from Michigan. I think him learning behind Cam Hayward, him and Keanu Benton could be a deadly duo for the next 10, 12 years.
I don't mind it. I don't hate it. My only big question is if you are
I got something cooking. Don't worry about it.
If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe later in the draft you can get like Tyler Shuck, which that's my boy. Would it not be more beneficial, do you think, if you waited to take D-line? Like you took maybe an edge rusher or something and you waited to take D-line and you took a Tyleek Williams in the third?
I don't think Tyleek Williams is good enough though.
But what I'm saying is you got Keanu Benton and you got Tyleek Williams on first down. Then Cam Hayward rotates in second and third down. Tyleek Williams stands there. Tyler Linderbaum's looking at him, looking up at him, going, oh. And then Tyleek Williams comes off the ball and he just stands there with him. And then here comes little baby boy Justice Hill running up the middle because he's stupid. And then Tyleek Williams goes, "Give me that," and just grabs him and pulls him down. Tyleek Williams, best run stuffer in the draft. I think Kenneth Grant is very good. So I'm excited to see what he can do. He'd be a good fit on Pittsburgh. Not taking quarterbacks risky though, because
wait, I got something cooking.
Cleveland could take one in the second, and there goes Jackson Dart.
I got something cooking. Don't worry about that.
Los Angeles, there's another question I have for you. So obviously, I think who's next? Minnesota's in 3 picks. Minnesota's definitely trading. You're trading out of this pick, right? In 2 picks. Because
unless they like a guy, which I think they.
But we'll look at that. Yeah. There's a guy that we want to take there, obviously. But I think you prioritize getting picks and then taking guys you want.
Yeah.
Unless there's a blue chip, which I don't think. As much as I love the guy, I don't think he's blue chip. I think he's got some issues. But with the LA Chargers, I think this pick's pretty self-explanatory. Either you're going edge or you're going tight end. But they just signed who else did they sign? Will Dissly's still there.
Khalil Mack is back as their edge rusher.
Yeah, but who's their tight ends that they signed?
They didn't bring back Will Dissly. I think
who was the guy that they brought in? Hang on.
Hayden Hurst is still there. They got some other third guy. I don't forgot his name.
Hang on, let me get to their depth.
They still might have Will Dissly.
They do. They brought in Tyler Conklin. They're fine at tight end. Tyler Conklin's great. I don't care what anyone says. He's one of the most underrated players in the entire league. Tyler Conklin, what he does for a team is crazy. We're taking Shamar Stewart here.
Great pick.
You pair him, Mac, and JTT.
Yep, that's
sign me up. Sign me up. You put him out there on rundowns, he will run down people. He plays big. He looks like a monster. I love him. I think he's an athletic freak, and he 7 days a week, and he deserves the recognition here.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers. Good luck, dude.
I mean, there's a bunch of needs here, but I think there's only one need. They do need a true, receiver on the outside. I think they need to go get the only X receiver left. I'm done with Christian Watson for right now, just because he can't stay healthy for a whole season. Jaden Reed's got to step up. Jaden Reed, you've got to step up, man. You've got to step up. But one way to step up when your new buddy's going to come help you. Luther Burden, you are a Green Bay Packer.
I like it. He's going to look like a 30-fucking-year-old. Jesus. But I like it. Minnesota is – I don't think they're going to end up with a first-round pick. I'm looking at kind of who's available. You might want to move up for some of these guys, and kind of what's like the biggest need. Let me bring up some scenarios and some teams that might move up to get these scenarios. Do you think Jacksonville trades up to try to get Colston Loveland?
I could see it, but I think they can wait. I think they believe that they can wait and get like a Brennan Stoll or somebody like that.
Do you think Vegas tries to trade up for Ibuka?
No. I believe it. Look, because I believe this is a class full of defensive edge, D-line, and receivers. They can get a receiver and be fine.
Do you think Chicago trades their house and tries to get Amari and Hampton?
Amari and Hampton?
Mm-hmm. Do you think Chicago trades their 2 seconds and tries to get Amari?
No, that would be stupid.
Well, especially with the in-division rival, you're not going to.
Yeah, that would be stupid to take Amari and Hampton or 2 seconds to Minnesota. No, that's stupid.
Let's see who. So we had New England take Tet McMillan. Do you think New England? Do you think New England tries to jump Houston and take Josh Simmons?
No, I do not. I do not. Okay. I do not.
I'm giving you scenarios to try to entice you to do something here, because I seriously think that
I do have a trade, but I didn't want to do it this early. I think my trade I'm going to hold off.
Is it the Steelers?
It is the Steelers, but I'm going to hold.
No, they're not trading back up into the first. They don't have the ammo.
No. I was going to give. I would say they would give up a next year's first and a second.
No. For Dart.
Yeah. They have to. They're gonna have to.
No. I could see them maybe trading with Philly, but you're not giving up a first with Philly. You're not going to give up.
You'll give up a next year's second. You're going to have to.
Next year, you're probably giving up your third this year and a second next year.
That's why I was saying I would wait till like the Chiefs pick. The Chiefs pick might be that spot where we can get.
Maybe I could also see Philly, because Philly would love to finesse and they move up and down the board all the time. And for them, they just won a Super Bowl. Pick 32 is the same as pick 1 of the second. Like they can get that 5th-year contract on a guy, but also if the board has broken the way it's broken, what are they going to take? Mike Green? They're going to take Donovan Ezaraku? Like what? But I seriously, Minnesota needs to find a trade partner here. It's just New Orleans doesn't have the ammunition to move up. Tennessee. If you think Tennessee has a big need.
Wait, who did Carolina take in the first?
Carolina took – they don't have a second-round pick anyway.
But who did they take?
That's a great question. Hang on.
Because I was just thinking of Carolina, because, they're going to be everywhere. Who?
Walter Nolan.
That is true. They took Walter Nolan. So, yeah, they don't really –
They don't have any ammunition, though, because they gave up their second for Bryce Young.
They did. That is true. I forgot about that. That's tough.
All right, fine. The Minnesota Vikings are taking Nick Manowari.
Nicky Manowari. Man, he's going to be great in that Brian Flores defense too. It's gonna be It's gonna be great watching him play football this year.
Yeah,
it really is. Who's on the clock? It's the. Hold on, I'm still looking at players.
So on the clock is Houston.
Yeah, and I'm looking at these players right now. There's
Houston. You know who they're taking.
I do know who they're taking, but I just I'm thinking because this is.
This is Josh Simmons' area.
This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Josh Simmons here. I think I'm gonna do Josh Simmons here.
This is the move. This is the most easy pick in the draft. Is Josh Simmons tackle?
Yeah.
You're confident in his abilities still. Josh Simmons.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Josh Simmons there.
All right. LA Rams on the clock here. They could go a couple different areas here. They have Omar Spates, who's great, undrafted free agent. They got two guys. Landman, he's fine. So they could go linebacker, but is Jahad Campbell still here?
No, I took Jahad. I think I took Jahad at 19 or 20. I'm not sure which one.
Jahad went to Tampa Bay.
And then that meant who went at 20?
Are you still stuck?
No, I'm not stuck. I'm just saying who still went at 20?
Michael Williams. Oh, wait. This might be a really easy pick. I'm going to go Tyler Booker to the Rams.
Ooh.
I don't like I like Savone Revel. I like Benjamin Morrison as first round picks, but not here. Not to the Rams. I think they can easily get some big boy names later in this draft.
Dang, I forgot Shamar Stewart's been taken. Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. Damn it.
We have been here almost an hour, and we have not even made it out of the first round.
I know, it's crazy.
We got to start cooking up some.
Yeah,
third and fourth round will all kind of heat up.
Okay. Wait, you just took who?
I took Tyler Booker, tackle.
Oh, yeah.
Guard from Bama. Hey, boy. It's still Wesley. Wesley.
So Baltimore's on the clock. Okay, Baltimore. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I don't like doing it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give them what I think they need. I'm gonna give them.
This is the Brady challenge of trying not to screw Baltimore over in the draft because you hate them.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. I'm actually
struggle that he deals with it daily.
This is a pick that I don't like, but I think he's going to be beneficial for him.
If you don't like it, it's probably the right pick.
I think they're going to go this way. They love their DBs. I'm going to go DB route here. I'm going to go safety Malachi Starks, pair him up with Kyle Hamilton.
That's the pick. Detroit, what happened? How do you lose your entire coaching style?
You know where this is got to go.
Loveland's still there. Oh my God, Baltimore just sold.
Baltimore don't want no damn tight end.
They could have had Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Colston Loveland, and Charlie Kolar. They would never need a wide receiver again in their entire life.
They wouldn't.
Detroit, they have Christian Mahogany at right guard now. I love it. My boy, Christian Mahogany.
Yeah, you loved Christian
Mahogany. That was my boy last year. I was like, here's the truth. He's the answer. He is the enigma. And then he didn't start at all. He didn't play at all. It was him, and it was the guy that Seahawks took as well. Who's the guy that the Seahawks took? Because it was Mahogany and another dude.
The guard?
Yeah.
Oh, the guard from
UConn? Was Mahogany UConn?
Mahogany's UConn. It was I think he's from USC, the guy you're talking about.
Maybe. Detroit, this is Mike Green.
Has to be. They need Aiden Hutchinson to get some help. So that
my hope was that there'd be someone enticing I could take besides Mike Green, and we could go Landon Jackson in the second. But it's okay. Washington. Oh, this is easy.
Is it easy though?
I would run the pick in. You get offense with Zach Ertz and Colston Loveland.
That's the route I was thinking, but I was also thinking.
And you got was it Ben Sinnott?
They need corner help too though. So, but there's no corner I really like this early. So, I think I'm gonna stick with your pick. I'm gonna take Colston Loveland. I think that's a good pick though to learn behind Zach Ertz. So,
Buffalo. This is Emeka Egbuka. Emeka Egbuka, Keon Coleman, and Khalil Shakir. Sign me up. Give me my money.
Actually, you might. We shouldn't have probably. They got Josh Palmer too.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good. Josh Palmer's good.
Fine. You go. Keon Coleman's your X.
Josh Palmer's gonna be your Z.
Yeah, your Z is Palmer, and then you got Khalil Shakir out there, and then you can run Egbuka out there to catch the ball too. Bro, then you got Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
Back-to-back MVPs. Sign me up.
He's not going to win back-to-back, unfortunately. I hope he does.
Lamar can do it. Actually, he didn't.
Lamar didn't do it.
He took a year off so Patty Mahomes could win one.
Yeah.
Quit me, man.
The Kansas City Chiefs saw what happened. I think that this is going to be a pick where they should take, the defense because they're losing some defense, but I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to go the offensive route. I'm going to help them on the O-line because their O-line was...
You better.
It was atrocious in that Super Bowl. So I'm going to take a guy that I'm not very high on, but I think he can help this team a whole lot. I'm going to take Donovan Jackson from the Ohio State.
That's my boy. The question is Donovan Jackson a tackle or is he a guard?
I think he's going to play guard for them.
I think so too, but he can basically be Joe Thuney 2.0. He can play guard. He can play tackle in a pinch.
Joe Thuney cannot play fucking tackle. That man was struggling playing tackle.
He was struggling, but he was decent. Like he wasn't dying out there. He was giving him the business.
But now he's in Chicago playing his normal position, so
yeah,
he'll be okay. Do you want to make a trade here?
The problem is we're giving up. So the Eagles move all the way back to the third before they have a pick that they have a second, but now they're moving back to the third. Sure. So Philly is trading back with
the Steelers.
Pittsburgh. Oh, in rivalry, huh? So they're giving up their third
and
next year's second. They don't wait. Pittsburgh doesn't have next year's first, or I guess it's because we're at the back half of the draft. So why would they allow that?
Yeah, they wouldn't allow that.
If it's a third and a second for next year, that gets it over the line.
Yeah.
All right, Pittsburgh is now back on the clock, and we're taking Jackson Dart.
Yep.
All right, I'm fine with it. Cleveland Browns are now on the clock.
And they just were licking their chops saying, Jackson Dart, you are a Cleveland Brown. Oh, no.
Give me
now you got to stick with Kenny Pickett as your starting quarterback for week 1. Welcome back. I think Cleveland plays Baltimore week 1 too, which is... Wow, that's going to be Kenny Pickett versus the Ravens. Kenny Pickett had the Ravens number when he was in the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was cooking with grease. The Browns, though, I don't know if he's going to be cooking with grease. And then they got Deshaun Watson, the massage therapist, who likes to be touched by massage therapists. So we'll see how it goes. But Kenny Pickett's going to be rolling out week 1. After the trade of the century just happened.
I'm telling you, man, those dogs are fucking terrorists. Terrorists. All right, sorry. What was your talk? What were we talking about in here?
Oh, I was talking about that Kenny Pickett is going to be the starting quarterback for the
Cardiac
Browns.
Kenny.
I was like, the Browns were licking their chops, hoping that they were about to get Jackson Dart right there until
they could take Milrow, and that would make some sense.
But Milrow,
you have the pick
there.
here.
Milrow sitting there. Oh, I just got invited to the green room. I didn't get picked. Yeah, you stupid idiot. You're not that good.
Chris Jericho talk. Yeah, you stupid idiot. All right,
you
got
the clock, right?
Nope, you are.
Yeah, I know. It's me on the clock.
because I'd pick 32.
Okay. Well, with the concerns of they haven't brought back, Nick Chubb is a free agent. They haven't brought back Nick Chubb. I think they got rid of, or they still have Ford, don't they? I still think they have Ford, yeah.
They got Jerome.
But I don't think you want to roll out with Kenny Pickett and Jerome Ford. And Kenny Pickett needs a blanket at running back. I think you take Amari and Hampton here.
See, that's one of those picks where I'm mad because that's a good pick to take, but it's like, come on. Arizona, they traded with the New York Giants. New York took Shador, so they got their pick. This is the first pick for Arizona in this draft. Hell, I mean, you got Nick Scorton sitting here staring at you. That's pretty good. That's a good pick. That's a good pick for them. So they're going to take Nick Scorton here from Texas A&M. Prototypical edge rusher. You can have him out there with Hassan Reddick, and you've got Darius Robinson there too. So you're living pretty good.
Tennessee Titans, you got your quarterback of the future. And Cam Ward, I think you need to go address that edge room though. So because you're losing everybody left and right, you need to address the D-line room. I'm going to take the guy who might not be high on everybody's list either. I'm going to go Donovan Ezerico from Boston.
Only issue that I have with Ezerico
is he's so small. He's so
very small. He's compact. He's a muscle. He is Doug Martin. He's the muscle hamster of the edge room. He's gonna come off like a freaking Sonic the Hedgehog, and he's just gonna hit that left tackle or right tackle. And honestly, we're talking about the AFC South here. He's gonna be going up against Walker Little, Josh Simmons now, and he's also gonna be going up against his biggest one's gonna be Daniel Falele. No, Bernard Raymond.
Bernard Raymond, yeah,
is the left tackle of the Colts, right?
Yeah, Bernard Raymond.
That's gonna be his biggest competition. So he's gonna have this giant mountain that he's got to climb every time he's got to rush the passer. But all he's gonna do is he's gonna curl up into a ball and he's gonna hit him. He's gonna hit him right in the chest, and he's gonna duck under their big old arms as they're swinging around, and he's gonna go hit the quarterback. That's what he's good at. And I think you bring that into this situation with Tennessee, where Walker Little might give him some trouble because they're around the same size, but you got yourself a premier pass rusher, and now Jeffrey Simmons doesn't have to worry as much.
Yep.
Saxonville is now on the clock. They have missed out on Colson Loveland because he went. I think it might be a little tad bit too early for Mason Taylor, so I'm not going to go there. However, you got Brian Thomas Jr., and you're about to pair him up. He's already got Gabe Davis and Parker Washington, but you're going to pair him up with Alec Iomaner.
Oh, I knew you were about to do it too.
Those are two X receivers on the same offense.
Great pick though. Alec Iomaner with Trevor Lawrence. All he got to do is throw that ball up.
All he's got to do is throw it up there, and he's going to have either Brian Thomas Jr. or Alec Iomaner coming down with it.
That's a great pick.
Perfect.
That is
perfect, and it's perfect for Duval.
Oh.
Like when you cook like that, and it's like you've cooked.
Yeah, this is a harder pick for me though, because they just they cook, and you just got to be every time. So it is the Las Vegas Raiders. They took Ashton Genty in the first. Great pick, by the way.
They're kicking themselves because they just watched Alec Iomaner go.
Oh no, they are.
You know that Pete Carroll's like. Fuck.
They are kicking themselves. Silly.
Who's the best receiver from USC in this draft?
USC.
Mm-hmm.
There's no USC.
There isn't even one, is there?
There's no USC receiver on
here. There really isn't, dude. There really isn't.
He's
Abdul Fatih Ibrahim from Louisiana Tech. Hey, where's my boy Julian? Where's my boy Fleming?
You know what? They do need a receiver, and I'm going to pick them one. I'm going to give them Jaden Higgins from Iowa State.
That's a good pick.
I
I don't
think
care what anyone else says. That's a good pick.
I think that they need a big receiver, and Jaden Higgins, you are a big guy. Welcome to Geno Smith era and the Raiders. You are going to get the ball a lot, probably.
This is a pretty easy pick for New England. I'm going Ariante Ursary. We had talks of him in the first round. Tackle from Minnesota, big beefy boy.
I love me some.
They brought in Morgan Moses, who's going to be their right tackle. They also have Mike Omenahu, who's supposedly starting at right tackle. I think he can move to left. You bring in Ariante Ursary. He could play left guard, right guard. Cole Strange is going to play center this year. Garrett Bradbury is going to be fighting him for that the entire year. But I think Ariante Ursary, even if he doesn't play a ton this year, he's a second-round pick. You put him behind Morgan Moses, who's only there for a year. Morgan Moses is probably going to retire after this year. So you have
that is
Ariante
true. He should have retired.
in the weeds, waiting and learning, and he's a monster. So
He should have retired last year, though.
listen, all I know is in Madden, I brought him in as my right tackle, and it gave me enough stability to win a playoff game in Madden as Tennessee.
That's true. I mean, he can help you win games. That's what he's there for. He's just the older fucking safety blanket. So that's what he's there for. But that's what he's good at, though. So, I mean, just keep him there as a veteran presence, and he can block for you.
Yeah, and Chicago's kicking themselves because they probably wanted Ursary.
Yeah, they probably did. They was like, oh, look, we're going to get Ursary, Darnell Wright, all these guys.
The good news is they got 2 picks basically back-to-back. Saints, I don't even know if they're going to pick the same position as the Saints. But I know they're kicking themselves because Amari and Hampton went in the first round. Oh, sorry, the second round with the first pick, and they had a chance to move up and get him.
Okay, why did it make me go that far? Damn. I was just trying to swipe, and it swiped me all the way to the third round. Okay. Who do I want here? You know what? I'm gonna help Brady Jarrett in the middle. I mean, I know they got Gervon Dexter, Zach Pickens, but it wouldn't hurt them to, because Dennis Allen's there. He's going to rotate all these guys. It wouldn't hurt to get another one, would it? No, it would not. I think they'll take Derek Harmon from Oregon.
Who they're taking? Derek Harmon?
Derek Harmon from Oregon. The Oregon.
New Orleans is on the clock. This is Brady Swinson, edge from LSU.
This early?
Yeah. They went to his pro day. They had private workouts with him all week.
This early?
I think he fits kind of what Kellen Moore's looking for in an edge rusher, and he's going to pair him and Chase Young up and Cam Jordan for this final year. And he's just going to have some beefy boys with some young talent to kind of put around it. I personally, who I would take. Personally, I take my boy Jack Sawyer. But I'm doing a kind of what we would do, kind of what NFL would do. And I think Braden Swinson's going to get taken a lot higher. Either he might be first round, which is just crazy.
He might be, but I don't think he's going to just because of the.
Chicago's back on the clock. They have an opportunity to feast here because you've got both Ohio State guys still on the board. You've got Trey Harris is still out there.
Ugh.
And you've got Xavier Watts.
Yeah, this is a tough one because,
Here's my thought process, just to let you in on my little secret. I'm either thinking Quinshon Judkins, Xavier Watts, or Trey Harris. Those are the 3.
Yeah, but that's the tough part about it is.
What do they need more?
What do they need the most?
Won't be there in round 3.
That's because I'm looking at receiver. Do they really need a receiver? They could go after Trader, but they got DJ Moore, Roma Duda. I'm not really worried.
It's
not
just
really worried about that.
Who's the third, right? But
yeah,
I think they can get. I think they could easily get a
Nick Westbrook, Akine, somebody like that.
He's already signed.
Well, you know what I mean. I mean like a guy like
Miami Dolphin.
They can go get a KJ Osborne and be fine.
Well, I mean, honestly, you're looking at Ty Felton, Pat Bryant, Nick Nash. Those are all guys I could take as a wide receiver 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pat Bryant, especially, he's an X receiver. He's like the last true X in the draft.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh, this is still tough though, man. I think
Jenkins or Xavier Watts. That's where you are right now. Do you take a safety who has the ball skills of a fucking hawk, or do you take a running back who's just incredible?
I think I'm gonna do this just because solely. Screw Swift. You've had your chance. Screw Swift. You are not that good anymore to me, in my opinion. He might be good to most people because he can catch the ball on the backfield. But I'm getting a guy that can do every damn thing. Keyshawn Jenkins, run the football, catch the football. He can block. He can do everything you ask for. I'm going to take Keyshawn Jenkins here to the Bears. Great pick. Bears are cooking with grease. Ben Johnson might win a Super Bowl in the first year. Just kidding.
The New York Jets are on the clock.
La 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 la. Miss Saigon. La 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 la.
This could be Jalen Milroe. No, they're not gonna waste. They just signed Fields. They'll wait to take a quarterback. Not that they don't need one, but they're gonna wait. I think this is Trey Harris. Is it not? Is it not? Like, are we thinking that Tyleik Williams or Darius Alexander is better here? Like Trey Harris.
I don't know, to be honest.
Trey Harris and Garrett Wilson. I mean, that's crazy. No, but come here, bud.
I don't know. This is a tough one too, because you got to look at the upsides of all these players and
yeah. Damn.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is really tough.
This is Trey Harris. This is Trey Harris. I think you just kind of have to do it because if not, by the time they pick at 73, Xavier Restrepo might be the only receiver that's there, and you don't take Xavier Restrepo here.
Yeah, you don't do that. You could
taking Trey Harris.
You could, but I don't think they will. So
Trey Harris is the pick.
Yeah, it's a great pick too, in my opinion. Who's on the clock? Let me see. Hold
on. San Fran. This might be a really easy pick here.
Who'd they take in the first?
You had them taking Matthew Golden.
Wide receiver. Oh, this is easy. Xavier Watts. You are a San Francisco 49ers.
All right. That's kind of out of left field, but sure. I'll take
They need a safety, though. They
need O-line, dude, and they need D-line. They don't have anybody there.
They need talent. They just lost their best safety, Talent Hufunga. Who's on the Denver Broncos?
Yep. Dallas Cowboys are on the clock here. Kelvin Banks was their first-round pick.
Kelvin Banks was their first-round pick. He was pretty good.
I think this is... This is going to be Savon Ravel.
Savon, you made it to a team that I don't like.
I know. I don't like it. I don't like the move. I like the pick for the Cowboys. I think he provides a lot of versatility. Him, Ron Bland, Trayvon Diggs, and Kyer Elam.
No, Savon. No. Bennett, that hurts, man. That hurts. That's my guy, too. That hurts very, very much. And it just I hate to see it, but it has to happen, I guess. So let's see. On the clock is the Indianapolis Colts. They got Tyler Warren. So
there's a couple of things I like here. I think you could take. You need a center and a guard because Bortolini can play center, but you lost Will Fries. You don't have a backup.
Okay. You know what? This might be out of left field. You might like it. You might not, but this is out of left field. I think he can play guard too if you really need him to. I'm gonna go Wyatt Miller
Okay.
from West Virginia.
I
I
like
think that if you want to bolster up the O-line, help Quentin Nelson, you got to get a guy like Wyatt Millum. And I'm not as high on Wyatt Millum as you are because you love you some Wyatt Millum. But I just don't think that, they can't pass up on a guy like that. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. This pick here for the Atlanta Falcons is JT Tuimoloau. Easiest pick you can make there. I like Landon Jackson. I don't think he would fit Atlanta, and I like Jack Sawyer. I don't think he fits Atlanta. JT, him, and big boy, what's his name? Matthew Judon. That's a pretty good edge.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
You're on the clock with Arizona. They traded back, so they didn't have a first, so they took Nick Scorton, pick 34. I think you're looking at tackle and corner here. So like a Harrison, Connerly type of range.
I'm going to take – ooh. I think I'm going to take Josh Connerly for him here.
You're taking Connerly?
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
Whoa, it froze again. No! It froze. I can't do anything. I'm just sitting here. Oh, it didn't take me that far. Who's pick 38?
Pick 38 was Ariante Ursary.
Oh, yeah, the tackle from Minnesota.
Then it was Derek Harmon to Chicago.
Yep.
Swinson to New Orleans. Judkins to Chicago.
Wait, I got to find Swinson for a minute.
Swinson's edge. Then Judkins.
Then Judykins.
Then Trey Harris to the Jets. Xavier Watts to the Niners. Savon Ravel to Dallas. Wyatt Milam to the Colts. JTT to the Falcons. And Connerly to the Cardinals.
JTT to who went to Atlanta?
Atlanta Tuimoloau.
Oh, JTT.
Yeah.
The edge rusher. Yay. Jack Sawyer has not been taken yet.
I know. I'm trying to find a perfect fit for him.
And Arizona has just taken Josh Connerly, the tackle from
Play right
now.
tackle.
Miami Dolphins on the clock. They need a tackle.
They need a tackle. I'm not excited about Cameron Williams or Emery here. Trapillo's interesting. Not going to tell this.
Belton's interesting.
Belton's
too.
great. Belton's great. However, Patrick Paul's going to play left tackle. Right tackle is what, Austin Jackson still?
He's a guard, I think.
Who's the right tackle?
Their guard might be, Robert Hunt's not there anymore, is he? I don't know who the right tackle is. I think it is Austin Jackson. It might be Austin Jackson. I thought he played right guard, though, for him last year.
Austin Jackson. James Daniels is now their right guard.
Oh.
They still have Liam Eichenberg.
Their center. The center, Liam Eichenberg.
No, that's Aaron Brewer.
Oh, that's uglier, too.
We're taking Jonah Savanaia. He's going to play left guard. It's going to be Patrick Paul, Savanaia, Brewer, Daniels, and Jackson. They're going to eat their potatoes today.
Yeah, that's true.
Get ready to learn pass blocking.
Yeah.
Who did we give them in the first round?
All right, Cincinnati Bengals.
Who did we give the Dolphins in the first round?
The Dolphins? They should have got they got Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. Oh, Jesus. We are definitely going to need to prioritize D-line because right now you've got Zach Seiler and Matt Dickerson. That's it on your D-line. They need a D-tackle soon.
Cincinnati, you took your
boy of the future, James Pierce Jr.
You took your edge rusher. I think you still need to help the defense by going and getting that corner. And why not go get the fastest guy, corner in the league? or in the combine. I'm not gonna say in the league, but fastest corner at the combine. Technically, would be the fastest corner in the league. Maxwell Harrison from Kentucky.
Yeah. Seattle. Ooh. Here's the question: is Seattle, are you going to eat your vegetables and take Cameron Williams, or are you going to try to get yourself like a pass catcher? I mean, I don't mind if my wide receiver room stays Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I don't mind if that's my receiving room. However, there's a lack of a true X.
The only one that I think that would be good here as a true X would be Jalen Noel.
Well, so Jalen Noel and Pat Bryant are the only two X receivers really left. You could also take Jalen Milroe here.
I mean, Ty Felton can play X receiver.
However, I'm saying all of this. I'm going to take Anthony Belton.
Ooh.
Him and Abe Lucas. You've got him, Abe Lucas.
Bye-bye, Abe Lucas. Anthony Belton. Ugh.
Well, really what they can do is they can go, Anthony Belton, you're going to play right guard. Zabel's going to play center. And then Belton can move to tackle when Lucas gets hurt.
Yeah. Denver on the clock. Who did they take in the second? First?
Denver took Mykel Williams.
Yes, they did. They did. Ooh. I like this pick. I love this pick here. I'm running it into the board. I'm gonna go Ohio State guy. I'm running this into the board. They did lose their guy who's now in Dallas. If you know where I'm going. I think you know where I'm going with this. They lost a guy who just went to Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Travion Anderson, running back from the Ohio State Buckeyes.
So here's the problem. I didn't want to go, oh, you take Travion Henderson, and you look at me and go, we're taking Tyreek. And I'd be like, oh, the fuck. Here's the good news. Here's the great news. Jalen Noel's still here, and Seattle's back up. We're going Jalen Noel.
That's crazy. They get Anthony Belton.
Honestly, if I was Denver in that situation, I might have been looking to take Anthony Belton because we kind of need a guy in the wings for when Poles decides to hang it up. But I'm not taking Trapilo. Chase Lunt would be like my next big true tackle mauler guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay, you on the clock.
It's Tampa Bay. We won the Super Bowl because we brought in a really good quarterback.
We also go with Super Bowl because we're going for a good
We went to the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Tom Brady, great Tampa Bay quarterback.
We go with the Super Bowl in about 10 years. But right now, we got to get your player to help us.
Oh, Lord, it's raining outside. We're going to die.
We're gonna help the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got a middle linebacker. We're gonna help them on defensively on the other side. We're gonna give them the edge rusher who you love, the man, the legend, Jack Sawyer. You're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Oh, I'm dying. Green Bay is on the clock. Gave him Luther Burden. That's pretty damn good. Oh, my God. Azaria Thomas is still here. Run that pick in. Run it. Run.
Azariah Thomas. Yeah.
Azariah Thomas is great. He's perfect. He's what they need. Him and Luther Burden, that's pretty crazy.
Chargers on the clock.
Yep. Wesley.
Their first round pick was Nick.
Nope.
No, it wasn't. Shamar, yep. Shamar Stewart was their first round pick. I forgot I can see it on here. They could use a corner because I'm not happy with them rolling out Benjamin St-Juste and Cam Hart. Cam Hart I'm okay with, and the other guy that they got that went off for him.
Tareeb Still.
Yeah, I'm okay with Still and Cam Hart. I'm not okay with Benjamin St-Juste, so I'm gonna give them corner Benjamin Morrison. I think they stay with the Notre Dame theme Cam Hart, Benjamin Morrison play together, I think that'd be great for the Chargers.
I'm salivating as the Buffalo Bills right now. You got Emeka Egbuka, and now you can get Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson's not. I would have taken Tyleik Williams over Landon Jackson.
That is true. They need a big run stuffing D tackle, and
They don't
you know
have
how
no
much
D
I love
tackle.
my boy Tyleik. However, Landon Jackson off the edge with Greg Rousseau and Joey Bosa.
Yeah, that might be.
No,
You got alopecia white and black. What a great combination. What a great combination.
Nobis. What are you doing, bud?
Carolina picked Walter Nolan in the first. I think this is where they need to address some of their offensive help. But I think you can't pass up on a guy like this. Even though I don't like him, you can't pass up on a guy like this. I think you got to take Tyleik Williams here from.
No, they just picked Walter Nolan. They just picked Walter Nolan.
I'm just kidding. I'm not picking Tyleik Williams. I'm going to take the corner that will help J.C. Horn. I'm going to take Trey Amos from.
Fair enough. I am going to trade this pick.
Trey?
Houston is going to move back. Here's what I'm going to offer you, because I believe you have this pick. So I'm going to make you an offer for a team to move up because Jalen Milroe is still here.
Okay.
All right. One second. Yeah. Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns move up. They get Jalen Milroe because if it's not Cleveland moving up. Hey, stop barking, you tubby bitch. Well, actually, they might be able to wait. The board kind of broke weird for them, so they could probably wait.
They can
Fine.
wait.
Houston's gonna stay on the clock here. With Houston's pick, they're going to take Isaiah Bond, wide receiver from Texas.
Fast guy. Yeah, fasty. I'm fast. I can run. No, you can't. You can't run. Worth crap. Oh, this is where I'm going to take defensive line for the Ravens. But I'm not going to take the guy that I should take because I'm going to take a guy who's very underrated. Very, very great in the run, very great in the pass. He can also help Justin Madubuike up front. I'm going to help him with Darius Alexander from Toledo.
And then Detroit is going to go, hey, we got a Lee McNeil. We need Tyleik Williams.
Great pick.
Yeah, that's what they needed. They needed a big boy.
Washington, you are on the clock, my dudes. I think you still need to help. You need the edge. I think you really do need the edge, but I don't like Princely here.
Yeah, kind of falls off a small.
It does. They could use some more interior help too after losing Jonathan Allen, but it still kind of falls off. But I might take a swing on Alfred Collins here, defensive lineman from Texas.
Buffalo. They took Emeka Egbuka and Landon Jackson.
Oh, they're salivating. They're waiting on this pick. Salivating at the mouth.
Who we talking about?
Salivating at the mouth. They need this position bad. Salivating at the mouth.
Talking linebacker or D line?
Yeah, they need D line and linebacker, but they salivating at the mouth.
Carson Schweschinger.
Yeah, they'd be at the mouth.
All right, so Kansas City Chiefs took Donovan Jackson.
And they are going to.
This could be pretty interesting. They could either take a tight end or they could take a tackle.
I think I'm going to stick the tight end round. I'm going to take Mason Taylor from.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Philadelphia their fans are rioting in the streets right now, but it's okay because they're gonna make up for it. They're gonna take wide receiver Jalen Royals.
Jalen, my boy, Jalen Royals. Arizona, you're on the clock again, my dudes.
Yes, because of the trade with the Giants, they're back on the clock at pick 65.
You're also going to get some Kyler Murray, some more help, and you're going to pick wide receiver Jack Bash.
Love it. Love that pick.
TCU.
Love that pick. Kansas City, they've gotten kind of stripped of a bunch of talent here. We're going to take running back Cam Scatabo. Him, Pacheco, and Hunt as a three-headed
They also
monster.
got Carson Steele too.
Who gives a fuck about Carson Steele? Nami,
That's how a white man runs the football.
you're about to get the biggest white boy in the entire league running the football.
I miss those days where the white running backs be like, "Oh, I run the football."
Cleveland Browns, they just got to
Jalen
sit here
Milroe.
and
If
wait.
they're salivating at the mouth, Jalen Milroe, you are a Cleveland Brown.
Vegas is probably, if I'm Vegas, I'm a little bit mad. Even though we got Geno Smith, Jalen Milroe is right there. That would have been perfect.
That would have, but
you have to move on and move up from this. So if I'm Vegas here, I'm taking Princely, Uman Mielen.
it's true. Yeah.
Him, Crosby, you have Malcolm Kuntz, and then you can pair him with, if Tyree Wilson ever catches on, but you give Pete Carroll a guy who's by the books, can play this position better than half the people in the freaking league. And who knows?
Has people in anywhere.
Yeah.
In all sorts of levels. Where am I? You are a Cleveland.
England Patriots are on the clock.
You are a Cleveland Brown. You are a Cleveland.
Marcus Imbo still here. That's not a terrible pick, but I guess if they might be happy with who they've already selected here at tackle.
Yeah, did they pick Ariante Ursery?
Yeah, they picked Ursery and Tet McMillan.
I think they could go corner here. They could go corner here. I think they might go Darian Porter from Iowa State.
I like it. That's what I was thinking. Again, questions because he really didn't start. So there's some questions about that there. But I think you just don't pass up on talent like that at this point in the draft.
You can't. You can't pass up on a guy like that.
Jacksonville's on the clock. They took Mason Graham, Alec Iomaner. Yeah, this is Caleb Johnson.
Running back?
Yeah, running back from Iowa. Him, Tien, if Tank Bigsby has something left in the tank. But you get Caleb Johnson out there, and you have him, Iomaner, and then you have Mason Graham on the other end. Like, that's a pretty good start to our draft.
Pretty good. The Saints are...
All right, don't screw me over here. No, you're good. And really, we have a bunch of needs. There's a guy I kind of like. He kind of cooks. And then there's some options at wide receiver that I don't hate.
Who do you have on what's his name? Mbu, or not Mbu, but
we signed Marcus Amand Mimbu.
Amand Mbu, yeah.
And then Braden Swinson are the two picks that we have. So we're okay on edge, and we're okay at O-line. I think later we could potentially talk guard, maybe, but that's really not important now. So we're really looking at linebacker, wide receiver, tight end, and corner.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna shoot at the arrow. I'm shooting the arrow. I'm gonna take your tight end of the future. You might not like him, but I think you'll be okay with it. I'm gonna take tight end Harold Fanning Jr. from Bowling Green.
I like it.
Big body, can do whatever you ask him to do, and it's great at the end of the day.
Chicago, this is a question of, do I take a guy who's going to wait and play, or do I take a guy who's probably going to start? I'm thinking more along the lines of wait to play. However, let me take a look at this wide receiver room. Pat Bryant would be my next guy. Juice Wells somewhere.
It's kind of ugly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Savion Williams he just doesn't have a. There's no plan for him, right? Like you'd have to have somebody who's a creative genius take over Savion.
Yeah, but Savion also needs to sit behind someone that he can learn behind. I think too.
And I don't see that in DJ Moore or
It's not just creative. Well, Ben Johnson's a creative genius. I think he would fit there. I think he would fit there, but DJ Moore's not that guy that's going to sit there.
I'm going to take tackle Cameron Williams. He's going to sit behind Walker and
that's not.
I'm sorry, Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins, right? Is he the left tackle?
I think Tevin Jenkins has moved to guard now, but I'm not.
Oh, he's in Cleveland, isn't he? Who's their left tackle?
Yeah, I think he's the tackle for Cleveland though, but he was in.
Who? Hang on, let me pull up Chicago's. Either way, this is a good pick because he can sit behind.
Oh, it's a great pick either way. Who was? Hold on. Who'd you pick again? Just to make sure.
Cameron Williams.
Okay,
Braxton Jones is their left tackle.
Yeah, Braxton Jones is their left tackle.
Yeah, that's the move. You take
Cam Williams left tackle.
Williams,
you got Darnell Wright.
You can back up. You also have Kieran Amagaji to be a backup too. So you get Cam Williams to learn for a couple of years behind one of those guys, and then he can kind of take over one of these days. But
that's not a bad pick.
Instead of taking, so like my whole thing earlier was, why don't we take Will Campbell in the first round and just have him play left tackle?
Yeah,
but I like this move better.
It's a great move, in my opinion. I think it's a huge play, and they need it. They need that left tackle because what's his name wasn't that good last year. But I give him benefit that he was hurt.
Yeah,
but he still wasn't that great. So you got to move on. So not a bad pick there though. The New York Jets, you are on the clock. They picked Will Campbell.
They took Trey Harris too.
And they took Trey Harris, the wide receiver. You know what? I'm going to give them their D-line help. I'm going to take TJ Sanders from.
All right, you're going to take Bull Rush McIntyre.
Bull Rush McIntyre from South Carolina. Yes, I am.
Carolina. I need you to talk me out of Pat Bryant here.
I don't think Pat Bryant's a good fit. And I'm just saying solely off of fits. I don't think he's a good fit. The pick, they might pick him just because, his upside could be good. I wouldn't pick him. I don't think his upside is as great as everybody thinks it is. His ceiling is kind of low, but his floor is kind of where his ceiling is. So, I mean, I'm not going to be.
What about Demetrius Knight? What do you think about that?
Now, he is a surprising prospect. Now, he could be either really, really good or he could be really, really bad, depending on where he goes. And here, I just don't know because can they develop him? Can they make him, that type of linebacker that you expect him to be? Because he's great in the pass. He's great in the pass, but he's not good in the run. So you're going to have to figure that out.
Never mind. We're going Andrew Makuba, safety from Texas.
I forgot he's still here. Oh, my God. He is still here, too?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, people.
All right, you're back on the clock with San Francisco. Somebody's got to stop the madness.
Yeah, they need O-line or D-line help really bad. Shamar Stewart hasn't went yet, so he's looking good, but
Shamar Turner.
That's what I meant. Shamar Turner.
Stewart's gone.
I meant Shamar Turner. That's what I meant.
They took Matthew Golden and Xavier Watts, so they need cornerback help, and they also need linebacker and O-line and D-line.
I don't trust Emory Jones enough, though.
No, I think he's a guard anyway.
I do like the Tate Ratledge pick, but what are you going to get out of Tate?
They really just need somebody to back up.
I know. I know, but I'm just saying. What are you going to get out of Tate if you?
Tate Ralitch is he's gonna be a center who plays in the league for like
Imbo can play tackle
maybe
and guard, but
maybe.
what is he gonna really do?
If we're talking people to eventually take over for Trent Williams, Chase Lunt is the only guy that I think could do that in terms of being a pure tackle. Is Chase Lunt. I think Ozzy Trapilo is interesting as a right tackle prospect. Would not put him at left. And I think that Emory Jones is going to play right guard. It feels like a right guard. He acts like a right guard.
He does feel like a right guard. This makes my pick. I think I'm actually going to go with the D line route. I think
that's fine. There's some good D linemen.
I'm going to go. I'm still surprised he's fell this far. He's so good, and he should be in consideration, like you said, for the first round, second round, early second, late first, potentially. Deion Walker from Kentucky, man.
Just had a bad year.
This has got to be the pick here.
All right, you're not talking me out of this one. We're taking Pat Bryant to the Dallas Cowboys. You have to have an X receiver because CeeDee Lamb's playing in the slot right now because he's a pussy, and you've got Jalen Tolbert, the greatest wide receiver to ever grace this earth. Now, Jalen Tolbert's having to do everything at the Z receiver position, and you have no true X. You have nobody who's going to go out there and just manhandle the freaking defense and catch the football. And that's Pat Bryant, up one side and down the other. That is Pat Bryant in a nutshell.
It is. You are right.
And that is why you should take Pat Bryant every single time. Especially because Jack Bech is gone. Jack Bech to the Dallas Cowboys would be the dream for them.
Yeah, Jack Bech to Dallas would be.
New England's having the best draft of all time. They got Ted McMillan, Ariante Ursery, and Darian Porter. A bunch of guys who are really good at football. Who've been in football for a while, too. Ursery is probably the most inexperienced of all of them.
You know what? They're also going to take an edge rusher going by the name of Josiah Stewart.
I like it. He's a little bit small, but he brings experience and he brings like just that.
Oh, why does it keep doing this? I'm okay.
You back to did it unfreeze?
No, it still froze. But you can move on to the next pick.
Okay.
If it makes
Arizona,
if it puts me back, I'll just ask, and we gotta go fast.
Arizona has some really good options. Honestly, I'm looking at this linebacking group, dude. We still got Demetrius Knight, Chris Paul, Barrett Carter, Stutzman, and Smail Munden. Like that's cooked. That you're cooking with that. You're cooking with that. You could, if I had any of these options this late in the draft, I'm salivating. I'm salivating around 3, and it's interesting because I feel like I don't want to mess that up. I don't want to take one of those guys, but I kind of have to since I talked into it. We're taking Demetrius Knight, pick 78. He can play middle linebacker. He's really good. Love him. Still frozen?
I'm still froze. Oh, it took me back to the Saints pick.
Saints pick?
Yeah.
Let's go back to that Saints pick.
Second round. Second round Saints pick.
Pick 71?
Yeah, it took me back.
Harold Fannin. Then it was Williams, the tackle from Texas, to the Bears. Then it's Bull Rush McIntyre from South Carolina, TJ Sanders. Then it's Andrew Makuba, safety from Texas. You mean to slow down?
No, it didn't take me to 71. It took me to 41 or 40. I think. It doesn't really show the number right now. It's just showing me Saints pick.
all the way back to Braden Swinson.
Yeah.
All right, Swinson was the pick to New Orleans. Did you take him?
No, I took Fanning, but I'm going to swap it with the.
All right, Judkins.
I took Judkins at 39.
39. Okay, Derek Harmon was pick 39.
Okay, I'll flop it. I'll flop it when I get there. Okay, 42.
Who'd you take for 41? Did you take Harmon?
I took Williams, who's
Okay.
going to Chicago.
42 is Trey Harris. Then pick 43 was Xavier Watts. 44 is Savon Ravel.
Ugh, I hate that pick still that you had to pick him there.
45 is Wyatt Milam to the Colts.
Yeah, there's my boy Wyatt.
46 is JTT to the Falcons.
They took Malowell,
Connerly went to the Cardinals.
the tackle,
Savanaia went to the Dolphins.
guard,
Maxwell Harrison went to Cincinnati.
corner,
Anthony Belton went to Seattle.
tackle,
Henderson went to the Broncos.
running back. Where you at?
Jalen Noel went to the Seahawks.
Wide receiver.
Jack Sawyer to the Bucks. Azare Thomas went to the Packers.
Another corner.
Benjamin Morrison to the Chargers.
Another corner.
Landon Jackson to the Bills.
Edge rusher.
Amos to the Cardinals.
Corner.
Bond to the Texans.
Wide receiver.
Alexander to the Ravens.
Alexander. D-line.
Tyleek Williams to the Lions.
D-line.
Alfred Collins to the
D-line.
Commanders. Schwessinger to the Bills.
Schlesinger.
Linebacker.
Linebacker, yep.
Mason Taylor to the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Tight end. Wide receiver Jalen Royals. And then Jack Besh went after that. Then Scattaboo to the Chiefs.
Running back Cam Scatterbo. Yay.
Jalen Milrow went to the Browns. Princely Uman
Ew.
went to the Vegas Raiders. Darian Porter went to the
Great pick. Great pick.
and then Caleb Johnson went to the Jaguars.
Caleb Johnson,
Alright,
where
so
are you at?
This pick,
Where are you at, Caleb Johnson?
Caleb Johnson running back.
I know. I just was looking for him. I found him. This pick is supposed to be edge rusher from LSU.
Yep.
Then this
Then
pick
this
is supposed to
next
be
pick-
Harmon.
Connerly. Then Bull Rush McIntyre went to the Jets.
This is supposed to be Harmon or Connerly?
Connerly
Okay.
went to the wait.
It's Harmon.
To where?
Or no, actually, who is this? Because I took
So
Harmon.
the Chicago Bears took Cameron Williams, and then they also
Okay.
took
Okay, I didn't take Cameron Williams yet, so. Or yes, I did. I took Cameron Williams.
then it's Derek Harmon.
Okay.
Then TJ Sanders to the Jets.
TJ Sanders to the Jets.
Mhm.
Bull
Then
Rush.
Makuba to the Panthers. Then Deion Walker to the 49ers.
Yeah.
Pat Bryant to the Cowboys. Josiah Stewart.
Where is he at?
Pat Bryant. Wide receiver. 156.
New England picked.
Josiah
Oh
Stewart.
yeah, I just picked that pick. So
Yep.
Yep.
And then Demetrius Knight went to the Cardinals.
Houston, you're on the clock.
Houston is on the clock. It's pick 79, so it's you.
I'm gonna take Olufowemi Oladajo from UCLA. They need an edge rusher. I feel like he could do somewhat decent of a job. So he's a little bit small too on the for an edge rusher, but he makes up with it with his excellent pass rush ability. So
Indianapolis, this is Barrett Carter.
They're kind of winning too, though, for real. Cincinnati. I think this is where you look and you're like, who do I take here? You take a flyer. I think you take a flyer on this guy. I mean, you got to take a chance. I think they take Marcus Imbo from Purdue here.
Yeah, he's a guy that can play. I mean, they cut Kappa, so.
Yeah.
This pick here for Seattle, this is Jared Ivey, edge rusher from Ole Miss. He can play interior D-line. He can also play exterior D-line. Now, this pick for the Eagles was traded by the Steelers, so the Steelers do not have this pick. Pick 83. Philadelphia
has made Jalen Royals their selection in the second round. Yeah. I feel like they would go someone that, is, well known for them, that they like at a position, but I still think they have a bigger need that they really need. But I think I'm going to address I'm looking at longevity, and I'm just what a great way to have him sit behind Pro Bowl Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler. I'm gonna go Emory Jones here. I don't like it really that much, but he gets to sit behind.
He can play guard.
He gets to sit behind all these good linemen, Mekhi Beck.
I think they like preparing for the future. I think having him playing as a swing guard or
swing tackle,
spot tackle. I don't think he's the left tackle. He might be able to play right tackle. Might be able to. I think he's going to be more of a right.
But working with Lane Johnson and Malata will really help him, I think. So
that's true. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hold on here. They might cook. We're gonna take Joshua Farmer. The beef, dude, in that middle of that team is insane now. And now you've got two guys who can rush the pass and also stop the run.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's insane. I'm gonna help Denver on the interior of their offensive line. Give them Tate Ratledge from Georgia.
That's a good pick. Good pick. Los Angeles Chargers.
Benjamin Morrison.
Elijah Arroyo's right there. We're taking Elijah Arroyo.
Tight end. That's a great pick.
Tyler Conklin, Will Dissly, and Elijah Arroyo. Boom, boom, boom.
Green Bay Packers. You pick.
They need a wide receiver still, but we'll get there.
I'm actually going to help them out with. I think they need more of an edge. I'm going to give them Kyle Kennard from South Carolina.
That's a good pick. Jacksonville on the clock. I mean,
they're winning. They are winning the draft so far too.
This is Kevin Winston Jr.
Yes, great pick too. They're winning so far. Isaiah Bond, Olufuni Olejo, and Josh Simmons, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, that is their picks here. I think
obviously I could see them take a running back here. I think Dylan Sampson's a good shout. Also, Smell Munden's still here.
They could, but you know what? I think I'm gonna Smell Munden would be great, but I think I'm gonna help their interior a whole lot. I'm gonna go Omar Norman-Lott from Tennessee.
That's a good one. He can rush the passer. Love that pick. Rams, they've kind of gotten a short end of the stick here.
There's a guy that they could take here, though. Wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't rule them out on taking Savion Williams, wide receiver, or the big corner, Jacob Parrish from Kansas State.
We're going to give him Smell Munden, dude. Smell Munden and Omar Speights. Dude, that is coverage capital. Like, that is crazy value for this late in the draft. I think, honestly, if I'm being honest, I think Jahad Campbell, Demetrius Knight, Schweschinger, up or down, but really Demetrius Knight, Jahad Campbell, Barrett Carter, and Smell Munden are going to be superstars I think all
Yeah.
4 of these guys have superstar makeup in their genetics. I think Schwessinger is going to be really good. I don't know if he's going to be a superstar, but if I'm drafting middle linebackers, dude, like coverage,
It's a great class. It's a great class.
I'm taking. Like
Great
I'm
class.
fine. I'm fine if I don't get Jahad Campbell. If I can get Smell Munden, I think they're about on the same level in terms of where their ceiling is. Their floors are wildly different. Like Jahad Campbell's floor is the highest in the draft, while Smell Munden, Barrett Carter, and Demetrius Knights is way lower, but their ceilings are all the same, which is just if you want a Fred Warner, you're going to take a Fred Warner in this draft.
Mm-hmm. Which is Smell Munden. Smell Munden is a great pick.
It's honestly, it could be any of them. It could be Demetrius Knight. It could be it could be Barrett Carter, or it could be Smell Munden.
I think if Houston gets Smell Munden, it's a cheat code because
him and Henry To'oTo'o.
Yeah, that's going to be nasty. It's going to be.
I miss Blake Cashman on the Texans. Blake Cashman, we getting the green dot. That dude was lethal. He did good on the Vikings, though. He did good on the Vikings.
Yeah, he did. Baltimore, you're on the clock. I have two guys here. I'm still stuck between, so I kind of want your opinion on who. I'm looking at, they usually like to go O-line, but I feel like they'll be set on O-line. But I was thinking of Ozzie Trapilo from Boston College, or hear me out. I was thinking of running back Dylan Sampson from Tennessee.
How many running backs can they take? That's the thing. Is like, are you Derrick Henry still there? You've got Justice Hill. You've got
Keaton Mitchell as well.
You've got Ali from.
I mean, I also like Jacob Parrish, Kansas State, but
yeah, I don't mind Parrish. Burke was also on my mind. Denzel Burke, proven corner. My question is, for the Ravens specifically, you're running. Left tackle is still, what's his name? Ronnie Stanley. Are you doing Rosengarten at right tackle? Is that the move?
He's going to guard.
Center.
I think he's going to guard.
Rosengarten played tackle to end last year.
I know, but I think he's going to guard, back to guard.
But they lost Makari. So is it Falele playing tackle?
Falele is usually a tackle anyways.
So here's the question: Is Andrew Voorhees in your plans for the future?
Yeah, I think he plays guard for them.
Here's the question: Is it Stanley, skip a spot, Linderbaum, Falele, Rosengarten, Falele, and then that's Voorhees maybe at left guard? Is that how you want to run it? Because if that's how you're going to run it, then you don't need to take O-line. Because if you take Ozzie Trapilo, then you're saying Trapilo is going to play right tackle for you, at least in the future.
But look, I don't really trust
Falele to tackle. I don't trust guard and Rosengarten to left guard.
I don't trust Falele either at right tackle.
Oh no, I think Falele was a bust. He was a terrible pick. So my question is, who would you take? Would it be Charles Grant? Would it be Charles Grant, or would you be looking at like, I don't know, Cornelius? Or maybe you're looking at Billy Bowman.
I think I might have to take a guard here. You're right. I think you got me on the guard train.
Could I also interest you in a Ty Felton?
Wide receiver? You could.
Rashad Bateman's on his contract runs up in 2026. Savion Williams, I don't think fits. Well, actually, Savion Williams would fit.
Savion Williams would fit here.
He would fit. He's the pick. He's one of those guys.
Actually, this guy's been getting a lot of bark lately. Supposedly he just met with Baltimore and popped them all Bleacher Report just like literally an hour ago. I think they might take him. I'm not gonna go Savion Williams. I'm not gonna do the torture for me and you because I like Savion Williams too. I'm gonna go Kyle Williams from Washington State.
All right.
He's been on everybody's big board recently, so.
Seattle, this is the question here. So you bring in Sam Darnold on a 4-year, multi-million-dollar deal. Will Howard and Tyler Shock are still here. I like both of them. I love Shock. I like Howard. Oh,
Did I pause?
you closed your I can't see you anymore. There you are. So they've so far they've taken Gray Zabel to play guard, Anthony Belton to play tackle, Jalen Noel, and Jared Ivey. That's a pretty good draft so far.
That's a great draft.
Sebastian Castro, ooh, that's interesting. It is. He's interesting. Let me think. Who's at linebacker right now? Chris Paul cuts the lead to 30. Gunnar Helm. Give me RJ Harvey.
Great pick. Not bad. RJ Harvey. Nice to meet you, man. You are
Him,
very
DJ
good.
Dallas, and Kenneth Walker. Give me that. Love that.
He's
New
very
Orleans.
good.
We have one very big glaring need still.
And that's the corner position.
Captain.
Right?
The captain.
Yeah, I know. That's the corner position.
And you got sipping on that Kool-Aid. That's it. I mean, Alontae Taylor's their slot. So you need some lengthy outside
you
corner.
you need some big guys. Denzel Burke's not a big guy on the outside, though. So your hopes and dreams of Denzel Burke is not going to happen. The only two like true big guys that you can get is Dorian Strong from Virginia Tech and Jacob Parrish from Kansas State. The route I think that the Saints will go will probably be more of a Dorian Strong, just because
I'm good with that.
of the way his ball skills ability and his awareness is out of this world. Jacob Parrish, his concern is coverage, and I don't think you want a guy that's not going to be good in coverage, especially for the New Orleans Saints in a close division that could go either way with anybody this year. So
Going Dorian?
I am going Dorian Strong from Virginia Tech.
Cleveland Browns are on the clock.
Cleveland?
This is Chase Lunt.
Need some chicken seasoning?
Nope, don't take Chase Lunt. I messed up.
I didn't take him yet.
I accidentally clicked Holland Pierce.
So take Holland Pierce?
Yeah. Tackle from Rutgers. I don't mind him. I would have taken Chase Lunt, but I misclicked.
Kansas City Chiefs.
This would be a great spot for Chase Lunt too.
Yeah. This is probably where Chase Lunt's gonna go. Unfortunately.
Chase Lunt.
Yeah, Chase Lunt's gonna go here.
All right,
I don't like that he's playing for the Chiefs, but
Philly, they've technically already taken an interior guy because that's what we think Emory Jones is going to play. This is Jordan Birch.
Jordan Birch. Oh.
For the first time since the first round, it's the freaking Vikings.
Yeah, with their first pick in the second round.
No, this is the third round.
I know their first pick is since the first round. Basically, their second round pick, technically. We're gonna have to start flying through these.
I know we got to pick up the speed
because it's getting ugly though too. It's getting ugly. You know what? I think I'm going to take. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. O-line's not been great, so I'm gonna take Ozzie Trapilo from Boston College. Boston.
Miami is literally crying themselves to sleep right now because of that. We're taking Shamar Turner, Texas A&M.
Not bad. They need D-line help too, so it's not like the end of the world for them.
Yeah.
At this point, it's starting to get very vague of my memory of these guys.
Travis Hunter Shador went to the Giants.
No, I'm just talking about who's left. It's getting very vague. I might just start picking random guys, to be honest.
You're on the clock.
You know what? I'm going to take Charles Grant here from William and Mary.
I don't hate it. He's good. 49ers on the clock. I'm going to take tackle from Oregon as Johnny Cornelius.
Ugh. So,
he's good. He'll be fine.
Who's on the clock? Who's on the clock? Who's on the clock? I've got the Rams, right? Rams.
Mm-hmm.
They've had a pretty good draft so far too. Who was their? I'm not really.
Smell, Booker and Smell.
And they took a. Who did they take it?
They took Tyler Booker and Smell London.
Smell, okay. This is where I think I take Jacob Parrish.
Okay.
For Kansas State.
Detroit took Mike Green, Tyleik Williams. I'm going to take Savion Williams here, wide receiver.
Pairing Savion Williams with Jameson Williams, and I'm going to, oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what they can do. Tennessee Titans took Cam Ward and Donovan Ezraku.
Who is this again? Hold on. No.
Frozen again?
No, I'm not frozen. I'm just trying to think because, very vague.
Mm-hmm. Some good players still left. Dylan Sampson, running back from Tennessee, still here.
That's what I'm thinking I might take here.
Chris Paul Jr., Stutzman, still here. Bossa.
Yeah, I think I might take Dylan Sampson here.
All right, Dylan Sampson, is that the pick?
Yep, I think I'm going to take Dylan Sampson here.
Cleveland Browns. They took Holland Pierce, unfortunately. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, no, this is Xavier Restrepo.
Cleveland Browns get Xavier Restrepo.
I don't care that he ran a small, shitty 40. They need a slot guy. I mean, they've got Mims and they got a couple other guys, but he can really be a good 5 wide receiver for you. Someone come in case he gets hurt. All right, New York Giants are on the clock. They took Travis Hunter Shador and Charles Grant.
Okay. I think I'm going to give him. Still going to help him because we don't know what Travis is going to play. He's going to play corner or receiver, so I'm going to give him an actual corner to help him out. I'm going to give him Quincy Riley from Louisville. So
I like it. New England Patriots. This is. There's a bunch of options here. I think I'm going to go DJ Giddens, running back, Kansas State.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Saxonville on the clock. They took Kevin Winston, Caleb Johnson, Alec Ayamaner, and Mason Graham. Kind of cooking.
That is cooking with grease. You know what? I'm gonna go here. A great pick as well because there's still some good guys here. I'm gonna go. Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma.
I like it. They get a guy in the wings. The Vegas Raiders are on the clock. I like DJ Glaze, so I'm not going to take anybody.
Do they take a quarterback here?
I think that's going to stop them.
Do they take a quarterback here?
Maybe. I'm looking at Shuck. Shuck's looking at me.
Shuck or Howard would be.
Oh, but there's just a part of me that's like, it's like the Green Goblin mask. We're going to go Will Howard.
Okay, it's a good pick.
Buffalo. This might be a pretty easy pick.
Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, you got Jordan Phillips and CJ West just right there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Jordan Phillips here.
That's a good pick. New York Jets are on the clock.
Oh, there's one guy I like, and it makes sense.
What are we talking about?
Gunnar Helm.
Gunnar Helm, I could see it. We're gonna go Gunnar. Yeah, that's a good pick. We'll go Gunnar
I'm gonna go Gunnar Helm there.
to the Jets. Carolina Panthers are on the clock.
I'm gonna help them. I know they need offensive help bad. No, I'm gonna take Ty Felton from Maryland.
Felton, yeah, they get a good X.
I wanted to take
Jonas.
I want to take Jonas Sanker from Virginia, but I was like, they're okay at safety, so I don't really need to take Jonas Sanker.
Really, you take him over Ransom and Bowman?
I take him over Ransom. I don't know over Bowman, but I just feel like he's a better fit in Carolina than it is Bowman.
New Orleans Saints, Tyler Shuck. I love him. It makes sense.
Okay.
49ers on the clock. They've taken Golden, Watts, Walker, and Ajay Cornelius. Best player on the board's probably Ashton Gelati in terms of positional need, but also Chris Paul Jr. And Denzel Burke are still here too.
I think they're gonna settle and they're gonna take Denzel Burke. I don't think that they can leave a guy like that off the board.
They need a corner. Chuck Ward left them because he can't handle being in California anymore, which is fair. Poor guy. Carolina Panthers on the clock. Oh my God, I'm running this pick in. It's going to be Jake Brenningstool, tight end from Clemson. My baby said, I catch the football from Trevor Lawrence. Actually, I catch the football from the greatest quarterback of all time, that being Cade Klubnik.
Who has that pick?
What pick? Pick 114?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jacksonville, huh?
No, it was Carolina.
Carolina. Oh, yeah. Jake. Yeah, that's a great pick.
Clemson kid. Arizona Cardinals on the clock. They took.
He goes, I caught the ball from the best quarterback I've ever had, and now I got to catch it from
Cade
Klubnik.
All right, Arizona Cardinals took Scorton, Connerly, Besh, and Demetrius Knight.
Okay. Let's. Okay. I mean, you can never go wrong with another, safety. I'm gonna go Lathan Ransom here.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Miami Dolphins are on the clock. Kind of gross here. We're gonna go. Took Will Johnson, took Shamar Turner, took Jonah Savanaia. They have not taken a wide receiver yet. We're gonna go Tez.
Tez Johnson to Miami.
Oh my God. Yeah, hang on. For some reason it clicked on long snapper instead of Tez. So I went all the way over to the long snapper section. Didn't pick one, by the way. Would never do that. Miami Dolphins took Tez Johnson. Now the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock.
They're on the clock. They had a pretty decent draft so far, too.
Eric Carter, Wyatt Milam, and Tyler Warren.
Okay, this is where I think is a perfect fit for Jonas Sanker right here from Virginia safety.
Atlanta Falcons are on the clock. They took JTT and Jahdae Barron. Give me Torrey Horton.
Torrey Horton.
Yep. There is someone very specific that there are a couple people I would go here with Cincinnati, but they took Imbo, Harrison, and James Pierce.
We're at 120?
119.
119? Okay. You're very high on this guy. So I know that they still need help defensively. He's one of your favorite players, probably your favorite player of this draft.
My computer just restarted that page. It just rebooted it, and it's all gone.
Oh, wow.
No. Oh. All right, we're going to be running off of your phone now.
Yep. If it don't restart itself either, so
we'll see. If that's the case, then we're just gonna have to end it. We don't have a great way of continuing this. Yeah. But keep it going. You have Cincinnati Bungles.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take I'm not high on him, but you are. I'm gonna take David Walker from Central Arkansas here.
Okay, yeah, my boy.
It's your boy.
Good pass rusher. Who is up next?
120 is the Tennessee Titans.
Took Cam Ward. Who else have they taken?
They took in Izaraku from Boston College.
Pick. They also took someone else.
They've taken wide receiver. Yep, they're taking wide receiver from taking a wide receiver.
Okay, they've taken a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Did they take a running back? Did we give them Samson?
Oh, they have Samson too. Yes. This is going to be rough. We could end it at the 4th round.
Well, what pick are we on right now?
We're at 120. There's 38 picks in the 4th round.
Okay. So we got to get to pick 138.
Yeah, that's all we got to do is get to pick 138.
So and we're on pick 120. So we got 18 picks.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna end it at the 4th because after this, my ball knowledge is great, but it's not that good.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna go. Is Billy Bowman at safety still there?
Yes.
We're gonna go Billy Bowman, and it's gonna be him, and it's gonna be L'Jarius Sneed and Chidobe Awuzie. No, he's gone. He's on the Eagles now, right? No, who did he sign?
No, he's not signed anywhere yet. I don't think.
Awuzie? I swear to God, he signs. Is it the Ravens?
Yeah, he did sign with the Ravens. Yeah, you're right. Chidobe.
Yep. So we're gonna go Billy Bowman, safety, to the Titans.
Yep. That means I am on the clock with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I know they took Josh Farmer, right?
Yeah, they took Josh. He was the last pick. They do need a wide receiver still.
I could see this being a very easy spot for
Torrey Horton here.
Horton's already gone.
Oh, he is going. Yep. I could see this being. Actually,
yeah, it's kind of gross. I think Nick Nash is still good.
Nash, I say Nick Nash could fit this. I'm gonna go Nick Nash.
He's basically gonna be in there with McMillan. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Nick Nash fits here. So this is good.
All right, who's the next pick?
The Broncos are on the clock.
Who have they taken?
They have taken Michael Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They have taken interior offensive lineman, take Ratledge. And that is it.
No, it couldn't have been. They've had to have more picks. They took a running back too, because Javonte Williams left.
I forgot their 2nd round pick. I'm sorry. They took Damn it! I don't want to click it. Huh?
Trayvon
Henderson.
I'm going to go with a brick shit house. Give me Howard Cross.
Howard Cross. Nice to meet you.
Short arm king.
Nice to meet you, buddy. Nice to
Trust
meet
me, Howard Cross is going to be great.
Nice
He is one of my sleepers in this draft. It's Howard Cross. Howard Cross, Jack Sawyer. Those are my 2 names to watch out.
Steelers, you are on the clock.
You are on the clock.
And I am on the clock with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They traded. Wait, how?
They have a 4th round pick.
Okay.
We're in round 4. We're in round 4. We have a 4th round pick.
All right. So is this going to be a pick where you go with like Ashton Gelati still out there? Or is this a.
I'm not going to go edge.
I could also see, I think Chris Paul Jr. is still there.
I'm not gonna go defense. I don't think.
Then O-line wise, Jared Wilson's there at center.
Jonah Monheim is there at guard.
You've got at tackles. You've got
Jalen Travis from Iowa State.
No, I wouldn't pick him. Honestly, is Terrence Ferguson there?
He is.
Interesting. Wide receiver wouldn't be terrible if you can get somebody that's different from what you already have. But I mean, I'm not sure that there's those options there. Also, you've got Bashal Tootin, Kyle Manungai. You've got is Martinez still there? Damian Martinez might be the move.
Yeah, he's still there.
Nazir Stackhouse.
Might as well, right?
Yeah, fuck it. You need a D tackle. I mean, but you already took Kenneth Grant, so maybe not. Cornerback wise, I'm trying to think of who else might.
We don't really need a corner.
I mean, you don't need one. Doesn't mean you don't have to take one.
I mean, corners that are left is Noel Williams, Justin Wally, Kobe Bryant, Tommy Hill.
Kobe Bryant would be terrible, but like
Zy Alexander is still left.
Zy Alexander is one of my favorite players in the draft because it is the story of him coming up to the draft, and also he was one of the best coverage corners in the NCAA last year. He just sticks.
The only tackle that's decent enough left that I would take for the Steelers is Jonah Monheim from USC.
I wouldn't touch.
But I'm not touching that ugly mess.
For me personally, it'd be between because you've got Jaylen Warren, but you don't have great backup options from Jaylen Warren. I would be looking at running back, maybe a Damian Martinez, or
you know what?
Is Neal there? Is Devin Neal still there? That dude.
Yes. But you got me on it. I think I'm going to take a running back, but I'm not going to take Devin Neal or Damian Martinez. I'm going to take Bashal Tootin from
Bashal Tootin.
Yeah.
That's a good guy. He's good. He's a good running back.
Yep. You are picking for the Green Bay Packers.
So do I just take the cyanide now? Picking for the Packers is like eating a bowl of concrete. They took a wide receiver. I think they took Luther Burden, right?
Yes, they have.
Your X, and then they took. Pretty sure we gave him some help on O-line, maybe. No, we didn't because I'm scared to touch that O-line. It's terrifying because you look at that O-line and they've got right tackle is Zach Tom, who they just are enamored with. Center is Elton Jenkins.
No, their guard is Elton Jenkins. Their center is Myers.
No, Myers is a Jet.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Their center
is now their center.
Their center, no, their guard. Elton Jenkins playing guard right now.
Let me look up their depth chart. I will confirm with you.
Is he playing center? That's crazy. He's played tackle, center, and guard in the last 3 years.
They hate consistency. Center is Elton Jenkins. Their left guard's Aaron Banks because they hate me. Sean Ryan's their right guard. Zach Tom's their right tackle, and then they have Rasheed Walker. You know who's not starting? Their first-round pick from last year, Jordan Morgan. Like, what? What are we doing? So I don't want to touch their O-line because it's like, well, technically they made improvements. But
and you want to know why Jordan Love can't get rid of the football in time.
And then defensively, I'm pretty sure we've done some stuff to help fix their.
You know, this would have never happened with Aaron Rodgers if Aaron Rodgers was still the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
I think because I'm not sure if you can see all of the picks that have been made.
I can't see all of them.
Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take. Give me Martinez, man. Give me Damian Martinez.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick too, though. Can't go wrong with the pick.
Is Giddens still there?
Giddens? No, he just went. He went. You took him to.
Gotcha.
Dallas, I think. Not Dallas. Yeah, Dallas. I think got him. Yep.
Fair enough.
Gave him to Dallas.
Yeah, I'll rewatch this episode and write down all the picks that we made.
Yep.
At some point, but how many more picks we got?
We've got 14.
We're gonna stop here. We're gonna
No,
stop.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We don't got 14.
Like we just get like let's just make 2 more picks and be done. I'm sorry, it shouldn't have been this way, but since my thing,
Yeah, we got 14 picks left.
since my thing crashed, it's like why keep going?
Yeah.
And plus the draft. I mean, some of these guys might be in wildly different orders. Like some teams might have Nick Nash and Will Shepard on this, in the 3rd round as players that they want, and other teams might have them as undrafted free agents. And so the vitality the difference in where these people are ranked, I think the fall off is crazy. That we're in the 4th round and the fall off is crazy in talent. There's still some killers in defense, and Nazir Stackhouse hasn't gone yet. I know
because why he's waiting for that pick 134 to go to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles.
There's just so many kickers will probably be taken sooner or later. I think
punter's going to be taken probably sooner than a kicker because the punters are the best thing they've got in this draft.
Punter, yeah. I mean, you've got the dude from Florida State and
the guy from Syracuse.
Syracuse, yeah. Kyle McCord's still out there. So any quarterback needy teams, Kyle McCord.
Right. Here we go. Our 2 picks left is who you just did, Green Bay?
Yeah.
Okay, so our 2 picks left is the Chargers and the Jaguars.
All right, you go with the Chargers.
The Chargers, I'm going to give them more defensive help. I'm going to go Jamon Dumas-Johnson from Kentucky.
I like it. For the Jaguars, I'm not sure if I've taken a corner there yet or not. Either way, Zaya Alexander.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Stick onto Christian Kirk.
And I just want to say, pick 134 the Eagles have, it's going to be Nazir Stackhouse.
Probably won't be, but who knows? Who knows?
What if it is Nazir Stackhouse, though?
But this has been, that'd be crazy. This has been Inside the Cage. I guess this has been a 3.5 round mock draft.
Yeah. Because our stuff kept shutting down.
Honestly, it's not my fault. I was on there and then it just said page reloaded. And I'm like, no.
That's what it did to mine, like 4 freaking times. Page reloaded, then I would reload it and take me in a certain spot in the draft. But this has been Inside
Mine
the
just took me back to the beginning. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy.
I'm Brady Johnson. This has been Ferguson. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.